Desk expecting it to go one way or the other, but 2 zeros either hand. What do you suspect we might have in store here, Chad?
Heroic like to play heads-up Counter-Strike. They like to play in your face, aggressive. That is a bit of Kixon's calling the man on the screen right here. JL knows that all too well. On the other side, though, NAVI yesterday against VP, they look like men possessed, especially the likes of Imma on map number 1. You see a player, you see some space, you take the fight. You don't back off.
Well, they kind of talk it in turns. It was like JL and Imma just had a map each. Wonderful hasn't had to do that bit. My eyes are on him. Let's see how NAVI arrive in this semi-final, because this is where they do their best work, Chad. They get to the grand final, then it gets icky.
Yeah, look, the group stage game, sure, they had a bit of a wobble in the seeding match. Right now, this fatigue, surely you want that wash away. This is what they play for, stage matches. You two out towards that B bomb site. Heroic to receive. They'll block with a smoke of their own. That might cancel plans immediately. You shouldn't be running through that. 2 flashes and a molly.
SS, tested by Imma, handles the first, takes it in his stride. This setup is so potent. If you commit towards cave, you are dead. Never mind that, Tessus finds another head already. Wonderful down, another from Tessus. This is falling apart, the seams for NAVI, and an immediate start. Look at that, 3 from Tessus, 2 from Shush. These 2 individuals that everyone thought got the short end of the stick.
Yeah, that's right. You get the likes of Stown and Yabi leaving for greener pastures of Astralis, the big name in Denmark. And these guys seemingly coming out on the better end of that divorce. This is huge from Tessus, and this is what we want to see. He's the player to watch right now for Heroic. He was massive in that G2 game. Sure, it was a 13-10 scoreline, but they were up 10-2 within the first half. And then as well against Vitality, Tessus playing some of his absolute best Counter-Strike here in Rio.
You hear that interview as well. Like talking about how it'd be cool to take against NAVI in the semi because you take the hardest path. He's already talking about the trophy.
Yeah, look, if you take down the likes of Vitality and NAVI in the same tournament, and then you have to deal with a Furia on home soil, a hostile crowd, or a Mouse, very tough opponents to get past. Response time of Heroic from that pistol was great. You just saw how many bodies were there to deal with that. Literally everybody. So NAVI are going to be taking themselves a full eco. That will be a deagle in the hands of Bit to see what he can find. For the class of Milkman round, allowing the CTs to expend whatever utility they have. Nertz is the only one with a smoke remaining. And Tessus, the farmer, up for a few more. Just gets one done, traded. Kixon not too far behind. Nertz wants to get involved. A rifler who I thought, you know, would have been the key star of this team. Decent damage. 2v1.
After all, it really does, yeah, boils out nicely. I mean, they preserved their M4s. MP9's lost. Dexter did not invest. It was just Kevlar and that USP, which does facilitate a 3rd round AWP.
And then that takes us to the second prong of what should or could be the star of this team alongside of a Nertz. It's great that Tessus is contributing in the fashion he does, and Shush is great at the anchor positions and in the clutch. But Dexter, from his glory days, was such an impactful AWP player that if he can find that again, he can change games single-handedly.
He's made no secret that he's been still in pursuit of finding his game from Go in CS2.
It's tough, especially with less rounds as an AWPer.
That's true too. Well, getting it early could be a good win condition for Heroic. A 2-0 start, we get the guns out for NAVI.
Now with this AWP, perfect. Absolutely perfect. Still going to waltz their way in the bombs.
Oh!
Committed.
Alexi V loses his head. He nearly had a 3rd there. That's a warning shot, just piercing the ears of Bit.
And again, look at the rotation. 4 players on B. Bomb down, good luck.
It's already feeling like a lost round.
And look at how much time's on the clock.
1 minute 20, and already it's like, well, Dexter's got an AWP, by the way. They didn't clock his USP, I suppose. Didn't anticipate it. Contacting up ramp.
Well, the fact that the AWP has started, the AWP tends to be a rotating player.
That's right,
so
yeah.
you'd normally have a rifler anchoring that or going aggressive down that position. In fact, it's just the AWP posted up, dealing with JL, so that might change the game plan, but you're not going to expect him to do it 2 rounds in a row. NAVI, you made it costly in the previous on the eco. What can you do with just these 3 rifles? Not a single piece of utility to work with. Space, sure, bomb down in enemy territory.
It was interesting for me just to see that they sent Bit on a little mission. He kind of returned to spawn to see what progress the push had been made, didn't get anything, and now returns back. This cut of noise you'd think would sow seeds of doubt, but this setup around the bomb, they are cooking.
That's the only benefit right now for NAVI, that they're going to be on the bomb, but this should be clean. Clean as you like, clean as a whistle. Bit goes down, he gets one sure. And they will get him his AWP back. Don't you worry, that one won't be missing going into the next round of play. All right, well, quite the start for Heroic. Statement pieces. A great pistol round, a fantastic first gun round. And Dexter, he does get fired up, he does get amped up. He's always been quite a vocal individual, there's no doubt about that.
Headshot on this one as well. Watch this. This goes to the head somehow.
And we're having a chat about the world #1. Sure, that is NAVI. Their consistency at the moment unrivaled in Counter-Strike, but no secret of fatigue, something that they're addressing within interviews.
I like the way JL framed it. Like, he's very aware, self-aware, I'd say, in the sense that he says, you know, we're suffering from success. Other teams, you know, if you're knocked out in a group, you go home, you have a week or two to decompress and analyze. For NAVI, it kind of felt like they're just tournament hopping right now.
Yeah, precisely, and that's why when they lost that seeding match, and same with Vitality, the warning bells weren't being rung. It was just, okay, yeah, look, this is going to happen, and you against teams who are very hungry, a Furia on home turf and a Heroic looking to find form late in the season. This team has had issues regarding the roster, and, well, being in all 5. Right, the fact that Nikodos had to stand in a little bit earlier after he was benched for Dexter. Dexter with some travel issues. Even travel issues getting here. It took Nerds 70 hours to arrive in Rio.
Yikes. Yeah, I heard Nerds had a trouble travel day.
And look, making the most of it, aren't they? This isn't a vacation. They're here to play. Just one game away from the grand final.
Yeah, Alexi spoke highly of Heroic, saying good in best of ones. Well, now he's in a best of 3 against them. A semi-final, no less, in Rio de Janeiro. And Shush has gone down to Bit's pistol. They test the red room and JL comes up trump on Nerds. Rifle recovered, but low HP. Dexter rotates through Temple. He can drop onto Brokey, try and clear him out. Does isolate one. There's Kixon as well, just sweeping the rest of the mess. Under the rug, gets him off the bomb, misses his shot. It gets a little awkward, but Kixon's there.
Some close rounds, sure, but really no issues for Heroic. 4-0 start. Yet to frag are the likes of Wonderful and Alexi. Want to get them off the starting blocks. No AWP for Wonderful. T side of Ancient, you've got limited options as an AWPer to look for those type of fights. And I think having the full util, let's see what type of an opener NAVI want to go for this round. I don't think we'll see them just waltz up, dry in towards the B bomb site yet again. Red smoke, cave smoke, standard opener. Never investigating middle. Gonna have...
Oh! He knows he's blind, and he knows where he is. Not gonna commit to it. Tessus under scrutiny through the smoke. That's just a spam. That's just a blind spam from Bit. Finds Tessus. Now IEM will activate for the trade. A messy spray. He goes down to Shush.
Good information. That's the A anchor. Maybe Alexi takes space on A right now.
Thinking about it. Bit just got caught pushing. Dexter's all good for it.
Oof, Alexi's taking way too long to piece this together. The AWP wasn't on A and nor was Shush, so the sector should be clear. The only other player you would have had to worry about would have been Kixon. And I don't think that's a standard play. JL, likely hearing a couple of sound cues there. Dexter very loud about this.
Oh, he's given him so much to work with. JL has a great idea of the timing he's about to hit. Dexter's left cave, dismounted mid. Shush and Dexter working towards A. It's a good read of the situation, but this JL flank is everything. And he comes back to check it. Dexter can't hit the shot. Awkward now for Shush on this donut hole. He's exposed. Didn't anticipate Alexi so progressed. Kixon coming in for the clutch. Oh, and he could. JL's there just in the nick of time.
Oof, that one damn tight. NAVI, almost the multi-kill available. I don't think Kixon was expecting to see 2 fading back. Caught, quick changing. Unfortunate scenes there for Heroic, but another competitive round. Tessus getting caught through the smoke on the spam by Bit. That's the opening kill. One that's going to be difficult to manufacture again. I like Imma. He was low on HP, pushing through the smoke, understanding his position to take this space. And when you think about it from Imma's position, okay, Tessus has gone aggressive. He's been taken down. So likely, if there's a mid defender, he's going to back off. Why would he stick around, right? This is too risky. There's going to be too many avenues he has to deal with. So Imma takes his risk. And as mentioned, Alexi doing the same. AWP noted, A anchor noted, takes the A space, and they finish over towards that sign. But the most important kill, I would say, was JL dealing with Dexter on the re-clear.
Yeah, the re-clear. The fact that he was going back for it, it's, you know, step in the right direction. JL just quicker. And that, I mean, putting NAVI's first round on the board, it's JL at the helm. He's at the top of the scoreboard as well. It's a good sign of life for NAVI fans and for the NAVI players that this guy's already feeling it in the semi-final. First round, replication necessary for NAVI.
I think based off of what we've seen from NAVI in recent history, if Heroic can have a...
Oh, just pushing.
Coming out again.
Image charging. Bit was so desperate for the trade, he throws his head into Shush's crosshairs as well.
Okay, well that stubbornness cost them 2 players immediately. And what I was about to say, if you can make NAVI stomach a couple of frustrating rounds, the bickering, we've already heard it on the comms. And again, that's to do with the fatigue. You spend so much time with each other. You're going so deep in these tournaments. These guys need a break. But at this point, this is what you play for. This is why you play Counter-Strike Arena matches on the stage for the trophies, for the glory. Fatigue is temporary form. Let's see if NAVI have the class to pull it out when they're at the bottom of the barrel energy-wise.
Would you also suggest that perhaps that system Blade discusses, Alexi references, JL has also pointed at, something we praise NAVI for having one of the more rigid. Is that something that lends itself to kind of riding out this period of lethargy, this period of overwork?
It helps them more than a team that doesn't have a system that is deep, right?
Ooh, okay.
This is tough, very tough. You've got 40 seconds left. They trade 1-for-1 there, but now you're in a 2v4. Slightly better. Blocked by a smoke, forced into the orb.
Dexter's shooting at shadows. I mean, giving up space as a result of missing that shot, but there should be nothing more here. I mean, what is he supposed to do?
Quick flank as well.
You're not pushing the orb. You're not going to get him out. You've got players waiting for the fade of that smoke. Your best case is really just to take a Galil and an AK back to spawn, where you started in the absence of 3 teammates. So Bit and Immet, can we talk about that mid-pace change? Is that just something you're just throwing something at the wall to see what sticks? And Shush just happened to nail the anti-flash run like we saw from Electronic yesterday?
I still think, look, it's a standard approach to tussle for mid-control early, but yeah, it's coming down to the timing of the flashes. Okay. Something that we already seen them struggle with. You're essentially turning a fight that would be against you into a 50-50 with the util that both teams are throwing.
Question, Professor.
Yes.
Do they throw flashes based on a specific timing, or are players calling for it with the person pushing, saying, flash now?
It's going to change based on spawn or the type of round that they want to play.
There it is again.
Yeah, look, so they've come up with, they're basically having one player play anti, the other one a little bit closer. So they've come up with good solutions for this. So I'm not sure if taking the tussle immediately is going to be the play. And that's Immet. He's going to have to communicate that alongside of Alexi. Maybe we need to do this later, or make sure that we have heaven pressure.
Oh, costly adventure for Bit. He's tried to get early cave control, but been held at the door. Tessa's brave to be committing so much of his magazine to that. He'll have to fall back to reload, which could be, won't be, punished.
But you see the change in the setup as well, knowing that NAVI have some safe guns and are likely on a lighter buy. This boost is at least something that NAVI can work with. But Heroic aren't playing the full press through the smoke, the double almost.
Comfortable for Nerds. He's just going to collect that headshot. Maintains control. Oh, and it gets worse for them. Nerds goes looking for more blood. Finds the header wonderful, just poking out on ramp. Heroic are locked in here. This is Navi's pick, I do remind you. Shush has his rotation off, so JL, he's going to hope something's given to him. And yeah, well, at the moment, it's 50 points of damage. Even more so from Shush, just through the cobblestone. Brings down JL. Round done. Immet, yep. Down and out to Shush. They'll get the AK-47s, and that was, a tough one for Navi, sure, but they get very little impact.
I think the bigger concern that I have at the moment is the 2 rounds that Navi have gotten the most kills were a full eco round with just the Deagle, and that didn't get the kills, and then the partial buy after the first gun.
Red Room.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right, so the 2 rounds that they've made a little bit more of a dent have been rounds where they don't have what they need. Now, this is where we look at the class of a team. How deep can they dig? If they only get 3 to 4 rounds within this half, we're still dealing with the world #1. They can pull themselves back together. Even if they lose the first map, this series is still in their remit. It's still in the wheelhouse of NAVI, and especially with Blade on the mic behind. But something that I would imagine starts to happen more and more when you get to this point of the game, not being able to practice, not being able to add to the playbook, you're going to require the communication to be on point, because you need to make sure that everybody is hitting that correct beat. And if you're Alexi, you need even more to have your teammates communicating the information or coming with creative ideas, just like we heard a few events ago. We had to listen, and it's like, hey guys, we're not going to win this game unless we're being creative. That was against EF EPL Grand Final.
Samar as well. Bit's lining up for like a mid-take molly. Just remove the cubby option and some late flashes. So they're trying to do it with Heaven as well. Ooh, Nerds is going to be in the open here. He's going to be in limbo. Smoke cave, now it's open. He's vulnerable, has to get back. Tessus, however, hits onto Alexi spam. Nerds catches another. Bit has arrived. JL's there too. They've managed to win the battle for mid. Skirmish 1, 3v3. Pushing into this loudly, just testing the aim of Kixon, and he'll happily greet him with body shots. Little disconnected from the play, and now, whoa, Dexter just averts his gaze from that edge of the smoke. Bit will profit. We could have a plant here. We should have a plant here.
And we'll go down. Tessus on the flank, Kixon through Temple.
Good flash. Bit will turn and occupy. Maintains Donut. Brett coming in from two fronts. Kixon, tough angle, tough crossfire. Wonderful, very uncomfortable. Only one frag so far from Wonderful. Can he do it with the AK brought low? He's impending doom now. Yep, run, jump. Tessus makes it 7.
Oof, Dexter getting out of his chair there. Turned himself into a bit of a fan favorite with the Portuguese that he pulled out.
Was JL not expecting Kixon to already be up, like covering the red room? He really went for it. He sent it.
It's just the response time, right? So because of the way, oh, sorry, Kixon, red room. Yeah, no, but look, the way that Heroic are playing right now, the fact that, look again, nameplate these players. So Shush is the A anchor, which means where's the AWP most likely?
Sure.
Right, I know we've seen it at B, but having the AWP at Temple or CT spawn over towards A is quite a powerful place to be. So look, I think he's thought, let's not run into the AWP down the long corridors, let's try and pip him at the post, because some teams will push forward and get B lane control.
Big mid-fight already, bit this time successful. Oh, and actually two. Both of the mid defenders dead early. Dexter just manages to catch one on the way out.
Well, they've been lacking opening kills, NAVI. That's going to be their third so far. So few and far between. You have to convert this. A man advantage, plenty of time on the clock. Util lacking, but piecing this together as a unit, that's going to be key. TSS passive B, Dexter hyper committed mid, and Kixon just patrolling A. If they waltz out dry, Dexter has this.
Or not! A cracker! Dexter's going to be punching the air. Furious about that one. It gets worse as well. Kixon down and out just to a nice spray from Wonderful.
Tessus is here already, and the bomb is transitioning over.
Don't get me excited, Chad. There should be nothing for Tessus here, despite the fact he's been at a career high in Rio.
Look at the problems, though. Alexi's coming in through A main. Nobody is in Donut. Tessus gets to fight Alexi for free.
This is bizarre. Oh, cover. I mean, a little fortunate. You're right. There was a little gap starting to manifest. Thankfully, Wonderful, a little swipe on the mouse pad, he gets a jump scare.
Well, they've definitely been putting dents in the finances of Heroic, but they haven't broken them completely. And a conversation that we haven't touched on just yet is obviously Saw. Back in the end days, he was a coach that was getting a lot of praise, a lot of shine. He's been on Heroic, and they've been working on piecing this project together. It's a long runway, and one where I'm sure the focus will be Shanghai, but this is a great time to find some form. An AWP, 2 M4s, a couple of MP9s. If you win this one, NAVI, the floodgates are open and you can walk away with a 7-5 half.
And 7-5 on your map pick on the T side of Ancient is certainly serviceable. Dexter's going to be starting B, and I don't know how, but he's in the right place at the right time. Missed shot, the flash was good. Smoked out on Cave, and Dexter, he goes looking for trouble. JL provides it. Shush activates on A and does take down the lurk. Retake tough, though. Do I see a kit? I don't. So a 10-second defuse ahead of them. Nert's first man on the scene. Cautious of spam, nades his way. Alexi has him as well. Tessa's just forced into cave by that smoke. And now they're bringing the fight here. NAVI need that kill. Kixon good on the push. Tessa's running down bit overwhelmed. It's only Wonderful now. Heroic with just a 10-second defuse. They've pulled it off. How has that fallen through the fingertips of NAVI, Chad?
That's a tough round to watch, isn't it? And that's as you break the finances. That's as you open the floodgates. Well, that's going to stay closed for a moment more. JL pulling out the nade under that type of pressure. Can't quite piece that one together.
Let's see. So Tessus did spam Alexi. That is a massive frag. At the same time, Kixon then runs into JL, who's just getting his gun back out. I think you're right. That may have disabled a more favorable fight for JL versus the MP9, but either way, yeah, that's head in hands time.
Yeah, you need to be winning that round. That's frustrating. That's NAVI with some, well, let's call them forced errors. And this is where those frustrations that we touched on, mixed with the fatigue, the perfect recipe for success. Tessus, aggressive. JL needs to deal with this and does. Oh, they're going for it. That was an A-split smoke that Alexi's lining up.
Bomb still spawn. Looks like at least one's going to head towards A main. IEM parked in red. They've got a lot of nice pieces here.
And when they had this room before, it was a 4v3 scenario for NAVI. They were able to convert. How deep does Dexter go? JL worms his way in. This double cave setup. It can activate aggressively. Alexi has to worry about a donut push as well as cave. Wonderful. Silent as you like. Silent as the night. Just waltzes in and is behind them. Needed that.
Messy. Wonderful's given that one to Kixon. Now, Bomb does get planted. You get a 4v4. They can't let this one slip. And as I say those words, Alexi doesn't clear into Nerds. He's still a double cave setup. It's paying dividends for Heroic. Solid headshots from Bit. He does seem to be the shining beacon of hope for Na'Vi to have something to work with into the second half of their pick.
Shush is so late.
Very late. JL spots him out. That's good info. Dexter as well, just now Speedway. Brings the fight isolated. Dexter, though, he's on his way in, and JL is low. Doesn't have a chance versus Bit. He's had a big round there. Triple kill from the young Ukrainian.
And just more into the thought process there, Kixon gets a Julian Cave, so now he's nameplated as the secondary B holder alongside a Tesses. Alexi sees that, hears the spam, thinks I'm going to go and flank him
Makes
to remove
sense.
his space. Oh, Nerds is here as well? Shit.
Kind of heroic-y, you know, where you just keep getting blown out by the extra man. There's an extra guy when you aren't expecting it.
Well, at least it doesn't feel as bad for Heroic with the finances. This is just the final round of the first half, so they're going to shove whatever they have anyway. So we're talking 5.7s, Deagles, MP9s, even a Famis in the mix. You'd love a 9-3 half.
Yeah, good luck. I mean, with such a distinct advantage, Na'Vi, this is on a silver platter for you to at least have 4. Nerd spotted out Donut. Alexi B relays the information, they progress. The absence of CT utility means mid should be for free.
They're pushing down the ramp.
Yeah, but no one's looking at this moment in time. Tessus can distract. Oh, spotted now. JL's in trouble. JL is in trouble, but he bails himself out. Gets 3. Tessus, however, activates and gets away. Another would be Magic. Whoa, whoa, whoa! He doesn't clear his corners, and Tessus is on for something crazy. This could be one hell of an ace. A 1 versus 2 clutch. Tessus cautious. Under. It's Imet. 8-4 to work with. Na'Vi, they are on the back foot. Heroic looking to take Na'Vi's pick away from them in Rio. Second half of Ancient, first map of the semi-final. It's IEM Rio 2024, and NAVI in pursuit of what would be a 6th grand final. It's been one hell of a run for them, but you can see frustration starting to bubble to the surface. Fatigue at a high, and Heroic finally overcoming the absence of Dexter, finally showing up to a roster with prep and with their full 5-man roster, and they're looking to take another deep run. That's right, another 3rd consecutive deep runs from Heroic in Rio.
Yeah, completely different look this time round, not all Danish anymore. International versus international, and right now Heroic, their game plan in the first half was fantastic. The way they postured in middle made it so jarring for IMA to take control, but right now we turn our attention to the dual Berettas. Wonderful with a pair.
See what he can do against Nerds, who does test him out. Now he's got 30 bullets to, well, he's got none actually. They've been removed from his grip. Nerds turns Wonderful into a corpse.
Alexi might be in trouble shortly with the donut play, but never mind. Bit down the ramp. If they head towards Alexi, only 1 kill so far. He needs some impact.
No Kev on Alexi as well. Like, he is in so much trouble once that smoke fades. Now Tessus lines up the molly for long. Alexi, got to be careful. Dexter will punish, and Dexter has the bomb. There's info. Bomb on the minimap. Alexi confirms there is further scrutiny coming his way. He hasn't seen Nerds, but that's a big one back from Bit. A double kill so far with the double pistols. Nerds coming swinging with the Glock, uncomfortable for the Finn. Bit humble. JL 1v3 and a hard clear here onto Shush. And that's Heroic on 9. Straight up and running in the second half.
I like the thought process from Heroic there. Let's put pressure on B early, which will force the lion's share of rotations. NAVI at one point within the round had 4 players. Shush was able to pip the gap through the red room, and he completely negated any of the rotation point back through CT spawn.
Right.
Then the pressure on Donut, that's where Alexi needed to step up. He was the only one who could really stop the Wolf at the door. And without getting a kill there, it makes it so tough. You can see Shush in the highlight package here. So right now, we're finding ourselves both pistols converted for, well, hold up. Well, let's see. I don't want to speak too soon. I know it's an eco with a flash. It should be converted.
Oh, most definitely. This one, hell of a flash though. Bit does blind out Gigson, and they're covered. Everything's fine.
You know where Bit is because of the flashbang. 1 or 2 locations. That either came from A or it came from, well, just outside of B.
Around here.
So they'll be finding him in a moment's time, tucked away in Donut. But there you have it, 10 double digits posted. There's always a different flavor in the water of Rio.
But what? I mean, I completely understand that Heroic have also got a whole new roster they've had to piece back together again. A project that I imagine takes time. With Soar's, you know, coaching prowess, but still, he's done it once. He has to do it again. That's not going to happen overnight.
No, not at all. And there's different strokes for different folks with this type of stuff. When you take a look at where NAVI is at, as mentioned, going for their 6th consecutive grand final, fatigue has been a big conversation, a word that's come out of our mouth an awful lot, as well as the players, as well as the interviews. Heroic, they are building for this. They have been looking for this. They have been hoping for this, and they are grabbing it and seizing it with both hands right now. The question is, can they convert? It's their map choice up next. The rifles come out for NAVI, lacking all the bells and whistles. No AWP, light on the util, mid-control taken with ease.
Yeah, 2-man Donut set up to defend this. A smoke, though, they are going to be flying blind. Bit in the red room as well. B very light on. There's 4 players from Heroic, potentially close to that. Nerds as well. Didn't get spotted now. The flame obscuring his head as well on the jump spot from Bit. Yeah, you think so?
Yeah, mouth moved.
Okay. So, cognizant of the mid-lurk, Nerds parks the bus. Heroic preparing for what? A 1 smoke, 1 molly execute? No, Shush throws out 1 early.
But look at the MAC-10s, right? They can go for wide spacing. They can jump around the corner. All it's about is what space the MAC-10s can make to then be traded.
Right. JL's getting nothing on his jump spots. They're very stalwart-like statues. Actually, it's led to Wonderful and Bit returning to mid. A 3rd player rotating off. Tessus wasn't expecting to be exposed to that, but now Nerds can activate, but only for the 1. Good, important trade from Bit. Look at that. Knife out. He's running to B. He knows what's up. The jig is up. Alexi B, 1 frag. He would love to find a contribution here in the 3v4. NAVI need this conversion, and they will, thanks to JL's handiwork from the cave side. Only the 1 for Dexter. And NAVI, they demonstrate that they are here, present on the CT side.
Now that's 1 of 2 tests. This next one will be against the extra cash, because that was a bonus round for Heroic with the plant, more than enough for the buy. Dexter can get dropped an AWP or buy one if you'd like. So there is the availability for that on the board. Now, this here, you're sitting, you're going, why isn't Nert swinging? Well, it's more, why is Tessa's exposed?
Yeah.
Because in that moment, if you're Nerts, you do want to be the late piece activation. He swings out. Maybe there's two players. We've discussed this a little bit. Teams going for mid-control late within a round, 2 red, 2 donuts. A pretty standard approach. But that does end up costing Heroic. Now, could be no harm, no foul. As mentioned, that was the bonus. Now it's a full rifle round. They have the better buy again. Alexi still with just an SMG.
IEM going for this run boost speed. Straight push through the smoke off a flash. He's went past him. Back turned on Kingston. He had no idea that was possible. NAVI. This is the kind of style of Counter-Strike we saw in the quarterfinal.
Yeah, just surging for those fights, putting their individual level on display. So, huge double opener. I've been loving what Nerds was... They're falling like flies. Everybody being pipped at the post, and this is almost worst case scenario if you're Heroic. You want to make sure you do damage, you want to make sure you get the bomb down, you want to keep the rounds threatening, you do not want to allow easy rounds for NAVI.
And just 50 seconds ago, you were saying, okay, this round is where there's a chance to really, you know, break through.
But this is them getting a taste of their own medicine, right?
Right.
So Heroic, you were shutting down the mid-control that NAVI was looking for. Now it's their turn. Different approaches, sure. I think the likes of Nerds and IEM are very good at their jobs. And you could see the prep for one another. Nerds is this player that if you watch on a map like Ancient, he always likes to play close towards that mid-smoke because he's so cheeky. Yeah. When Nerds first got promoted from Endpoint onto the international stage, well, Endpoint's international, but the Tier 1 stage, there was rounds that we were casting of him where it felt like he would sell his teammates down the river through a smoke and end up clutching these massive... He likes to be a cheeky boy around those smokes.
Most def.
Well, Degster, are you just saving, or are you going to give this one a try? It's Alexi, paired up with JL. And I like the fact that Alexi takes contact first. There it is, JL swings, and an AK available. So they can get themselves into some better weaponry, at least the in-game leader. 4 AK-47s, silence them 4 for Wonderful, and what should just be a partial investment for Heroic. A 4-round gap should quickly become 3.
I mean, this is one hell of an early push. 141. He's shooting the cave pusher in the back as he arrives in cave.
But it's all about that flash to facilitate. Yeah. You see how blind
That's coming from B, right?
It could either be coming from middle or it could be coming from B. Okay. Right? I think it's tough for it to be coming from B in that position because he's already passed that line of sight.
And it's almost like above heaven.
Yeah, yeah, it has to most...
Bloody hell. Yeah, Imma's looking like his old self. And JL, well, he can say the same. He's put himself up to a very comfortable 18 and 11.
That's 2 rounds consecutively with not a single member of NAVI dying. That's going to give them residual buys, potentially 1 to 2 with how this one goes.
I mean, yeah, JL and Bit are here. Ima's looking like he's getting there. At that point, I don't fancy Heroic's chances.
Wonderful is yet to have an AWP in this map.
That would be nice. I think he would like that. One of these days.
All right, well, what's the approach now from Heroic? It can't be the same stubbornness towards middle, or can it?
How about 3 smokes mid? And 2 Molotovs pushing through. And Irmak cut down, both available. And Bit goes down after 1. Alexi B surging for the trade, but it just makes the wound bigger. Oh, catching him through the smoke. That's nice from Wonderful, but he's not ready for this. There's no way he's ready for Tess. How pushed up is he? All the way towards Big Box at 1 minute 30. They're willing to take the space. He's even got knife out jiggle. I thought that was safe. Oh! They're not safe for DL! Nearly comes up clutch. Wonderful attempt. The second shot's magnificent. Even the first, just catching him on that speedy knife out jiggle.
The JL impact rounds, you know we're always going to get a couple.
Bloody hell, man. I wasn't ready for that. I'll be honest with you, I was not ready for that.
From 0 to 100 in that moment.
Now, see it again.
The approach that you just touched on here, donut smoke, red smoke, but as well as the cave/heaven smoke, that shows you just how much mid-control Heroic want, right? They're not leaving an opportunity for the CTs to get free information or space. So that is the key to these T-sided rounds. Now, Blade, has he noted that? Does he take that now into the tactical timeout the second that they've called for the adjustments? Dexter operating with just the Mag-10. Now, Kickson, back when he was in the team with JL, one thing that they were great at was these really pacey plays. Right? They'd have some gimmicks, they'd play with these Molotovs that would have gaps, and they could do these B rushes. I wouldn't be surprised if we get a Kickson pace change right now into like a B rush or an A rush, something crazy.
They need to still win 2 rounds. It's a lot. We just need to win now, next, and win the game.
Simple as that. Here you go. It's an A rush.
Yeah, you called it. It's only going to be one man to receive it. It's Bit, though, and he is such an absolute anchor. He's a titan in these anchor positions. And there's a demonstration, a double spray, flash screen, no problem. He's got no ammo, he's got no vision, but there's the supporting cast. An incendiary arrives, and Bit's allowed to reload.
The key right now for Heroic, sure, they're down 2 players in the dirt, and all of their utility was just thrown into that. Map control wasn't taken from NAVI based off of the call. Alexi's still worried about players over towards B lane, a passive stance from JL. So there's a lot of map to work with, unless you walk out mid into the wonderful AWP.
Unless.
You can't smoke it off from Kixon.
They're jiggling dry. They're jiggling dry. Imek does manage to catch the first on Kixon, just a reaction shot. I think it was anti-flash, and oh, it's just perfect, isn't it? Tessus, however, is on his A game. Finds the first headshot, brings down the AWP, so Wonderful only gets one chance, one frag with his first AWP. Imek is vulnerable, susceptible to a body shot from Tessus. 14 points of health, and Tessus has time to clear his corners diligently.
He'll get a plan if he gets this kill.
It's all about the pre-aim. How does he approach this? Bait! And does convert. 1 versus 3. Nearest to respond is Bit. Close on the CT angle, but yeah, Tessus not ready for it. The fact that Bit hasn't pushed, he's not expecting someone just lingering so close. And therefore, Navi's 8-11 scoreline, and they're broken.
And I know that Blade's timeout, or at least what we got to hear from it, right? It might seem, oh yeah, well, of course, right? But no, where the finances are at for Heroic is really quite a miserable position to be. This is worse when you're on the CT side because the Ts can have cash injections from the bomb going down, which is kind of why I thought that he would have just laser beamed for that plant. But it was only 1,900 loss coming into this round, which means, sure, you won a gun round, but then the loss bonus went back 1, right? So then you lose this next round with nothing saved, no, bomb not going down, you just have to take another light investment, which we see here. So now it just becomes a 2-round game. The rifles will come out into the next, sure, but this will keep happening.
This is the place where you're on 11 and you're in the game, but you suddenly feel like you're kind of losing. It's a weird place to be. You're in the lead.
You're financially helpless.
Right.
And at this point, it will be a rifle into the next, and they could secure 12 there. But the problem is you don't, or maybe, right? It's close. You're close to breaking Na'Vi with a round win. But it depends on how many stay alive right now.
Could they construct a plant? That's not out of the realms of possibility.
Look, this would have to be Wonderful missing a couple of shots. I doubt he's going to rotate away. Right? There's no reason for Wonderful to rotate away from the A side.
How about they boost up in his blind spot? And then he goes
bomb spotted.
Kill, and the bomb is spotted. I take it all back. Dexter's going to activate, though, from elbow. Shush on the boost has been noted out, and him is going to come swinging. And no plant today. However, a little bit of damage. Oof, Alexi, he needed that one. That would have been a nasty death.
Another round where they keep everybody alive. Sure, they're teetering because of the scoreline, but as mentioned, even if Heroic win this round, Navi have enough for a bye. And this is where we look at the class of the #1 team in the world right now. Sure, fatigued, but this is them going through the motions. This is a team that's all about the process, right? You hear that buzzword here, there, and everywhere. But they are well-versed. They've seen it all, right? The shift with this team was not about the system. A major, they win where they win less rounds, right? It's like 49%, and they still win and lift the trophy. Well, now, this is a team with individuals who activate where necessary. Right now, you have Bit on 22, you have JL on 20. Those two individuals are laying down the law as Na'Vi construct this comeback. 2-round difference.
Lost both pistols.
I feel like we said that yesterday too.
And yet here they are on the semi-final stage. Let's see what happens next. No AWP for Dexter.
Money's just not there.
Early util. Oh, look at this. They're using the lurk smoke and getting Tessus immediately burrow deep up the ramp. Cleared here. No, Alexi was not ready for such a pushed up Tessus. Either way, walks into the angle, loses his head, and now the second wave arrives. Long smoke blooms. Tessus has created a real winnable round here, but they're not overcooking. Bit's holding. Oh, and the double from Bit sends them packing. They lose control that Tessus had gained. Into middle, Wonderful clearing, sweeping through the angle and exposed, but he can't hit the shot. Nuts pulls us into a 3v3.
The bomb right now is on Kixon. So over towards the pocket will need to be cleared out. This is tough for Bit.
Oh, yeah, but Kixon, he knows he's got the package. If he wasn't cleared, which he hasn't been, Bit lackadaisical. Nerds finds Ima, and JL, hang on, he's had a couple of close ones. Could this be the one he actually converts?
But Kixon could just plant. He knows exactly where JL is.
Right, he's planted for a speedway plant. Makes sense for the positioning of his teammate here. Oh, JL, you have to be really switched on to clear this deep into Nerds. He gets across the sideline. He's got such a good read of the situation.
Where's JL's kid?
That's also a great question with 8 grand in the bank. Valid question, Chad, that may very well haunt this man in the 1v2. Nerds' flank has won it.
No, he didn't spot it.
But it's planted for Nerds.
Oh, he's heard him now.
He's screwed. There's nothing for JL here. No info, no kit. 8 grand in your back pocket, and the 12th round for Heroic. There's the kit. Down he goes. Awkward way to see that slip away after finding quite the run. It was 5 rounds from NAVI after losing the pistol with just the one discrepancy.
Look, the key at the moment is exploiting the rotations of NAVI. Heroic did it on the pistol round.
I thought Bit saved him here.
He did, but the thing is, you're not expecting the bomb to be on its own on B lane.
No, you're not.
While the other 2 players were spotted in middle.
No, you're not.
Excuse me?
If I'm Bit, I'm pissed.
Well, the money's still there, Navi.
Like, that was one of those things where he wasn't even clearing. He was kind of looking there as he's reloading and thinking.
You win this one, you deny another plant, Heroic have to take another eco to light by. And then it's all the rounds.
I wouldn't mind. I would not mind,
They're throwing
Chad.
the lurk smoke again. I think Tessus is lining that up.
He's got the spawn lineup.
Like the way that one fell. Now, when you see that happen, you have only a few options. So let's see how Navi want to deal with it if we see it play one more time.
Oh my god. Oh, no door smoke.
Oh, there's the frustrations. There's the frustrations.
Oh, and you're on this point. You know, you're at this, like, lose it, you lose it. And oh my god, they're going to lose it. Look at this call. What an amazingly inspired A-rush from Kixon. A smoke in front of his face. The first responder is helpless. A barrage of utility deep into Temple limits their options. Imet tries to kick up a fuss. It's just good for it. Wonderful. Pot shots through the smoke. Navi's Ancient slipping through their fingers. JL with an aggressive push. Underhand flash and frag. Finding Nerds is huge. And now that CT smoke is faded. They cannot get the bomb down.
Everybody here, response time insane, but bomb not planted. There's no way back. There has to be a way forward, and that's going to come through fights. Sees a doubt for Navi. Dexter takes a duel.
Oh, Tessus has gone down. That's a big frag from Bit. Dexter stands and delivers. Gets the double spray down. Shush good for it on Brokey. It's only JL, and he's only got 2 bullets, 2 targets. Up to the USP, they're both low. This could be something special from JL. 50 seconds. They know exactly where he is. He's got the patience. Can he hold his nerve? The balls to go for the reload. Shush and Dexter holding, their spacing integral, they just have to react. And Heroic take Ancient away from Navi in this semi-final. Heroic versus JL, Dexter and Shush. How patient can you be? Eventually, you have to plant. This is Counter-Strike at its highest level. Boom, again the peak! Oh! Nearly lined up for it! Shush will steal it and seal it! And Navi, team talk outside, heads hanging low. Heroic, 1 map away from the finals. Excited to see if Heroic can really 2-0 this. The desk discusses what the potential for Heroic to run over Navi, but I just can't quite comprehend that. I just can't quite process that. I know what this Navi can do. We've seen what this Navi can do. Does it really end on Dust2?
That's a big question marks, right? You're going or looking for your 6th consecutive grand final, but by doing so, it's not just about being in form or going from event to event. It's about how much tape that you have to show every single time. So how deep is Blade's playbook?
How deep is Heroic's? What is this pistol?
Just dip back to spawn for a little something, but it is looking to be very much like a B execute. Wonderful in jail on the side, Bit not too far away. Now, Bit's utility, if it is an execute, you'll see him flash over as they try and run in towards this B site.
They've got so many flashes. They're going to be throwing 4 flashbangs at JL's bomb site. He has Wonderful in support. And he hasn't hit the first shot. He's hit his head. He's a dead man. Hit by the spread. Shush. Good work on the Molotov. Gets it towards the plateau. Now Wonderful's already been gooshed. He's a dead man walking. Shush converts. Look at them go. Heroic swarm into the site. Kicks already attending to the flank, but hang on a second. Imet clears out tunnels. Alexi B finds Shush, and now we've got a 1v2 that Maybe Emma could say something. Misses his headshots. Nerds makes it a triple kill to get Heroic a third pistol in this series.
Yeah, we didn't see the Alexi kill because we had fights going on either side of the sites, but it looked like he wanted to cause some chaos to open the door. Gets one, goes down, then Emma in a tough 1v2 retake situation with the bomb not planted. So trying to capitalize on the chaos, still NAVI. They will concede another pistol round. And without these strong starts, it's going to be tough for them to buy their way into the game. One way to do it is with a force buy. Scout in the hands of Wonderful, so there's a scope to work with at least. The desk brought it up, but so did we during the cast about the lack of orb in Wonderful's hands during map number 1. He's someone who needs to be playing his A game. A map like Dust 2. Map control slowly being combed through for Heroic. Lower tunnels, now they're working on short. Tesses and Shush on the extremities for now.
Smoke exchange between the B-Lurk and the B-Anchor. Lurk smoked off by JL. Flash for short control. Kixon will swing. Paired up with a Molotov. It's nice, it's procedural, and it's safe.
Well, lacking util now for the finish. Just 2 smokes, a flash, and a HE. Are trying to really funnel them towards A by blocking mid to B once more, and they might get what they're hoping for. Now, I don't know how I feel about this. Alexi giving up long means that Wonderful has to stay focused. After he throws that nade, I'd love to see him burrow back and anchor long so Wonderful can play game and help her with the scout.
Yeah, makes sense. The Scout's so good for catching these damage on the cross, soften him up for the MP9, but an alternative version is Alexi B pushing towards baskets.
Mid to B.
Yeah, after all of that, it does look like mid to B will be the finale, but in Mare, just trying to tuck in. Shush ahead of the play. Gets the first headshot, smoke blooms, and Shush gets himself across. There's a lot of spam, a lot of damage.
Impossible for JL.
There's nothing for him here. A Deagle and a Dream. Now a nightmare for Na'Vi. A force buy that, well, it hinges off of a Scout that miraculously finds Nerds through the smoke, but second buy of the cherry, I suppose.
Well, looking for the saves, bit and Wonderful, sure. Couple of kills. But again, another slow start, so it will just have to be some partials around these saved guns. Bit can drop a 5-7, keep the MP9. Same can't be said for Wonderful. This is exactly what Saw would have been hoping for with Heroic, and that's 2 rounds with B being the finish. The pistol rounds are now a mid to B split.
What was it that JL was saying about his bomb site as well? Like, keep coming?
Yeah, look, when it was Spirit, I'm pretty sure.
Right.
They just kept doing these very flat B plays into Bit and JL, and they got shut down time and time again. Very uninspired from Spirit, to say the least. A team who opted not to come and compete in Rio. They're one of the big names, the only big name really that wasn't here.
Did they cite a reason? Was it just a question of avoiding fatigue?
I don't know if there was officially a reason given, but I would imagine that makes sense.
Yeah.
Considering the stretch, take a bit of long. It is an extended break. They still have a few more weeks off before they have to go to Sentosa in Singapore for the Blast World Finals. And that's also in the Southern Hemisphere.
Yeah, okay.
That's where the major is too.
Damn.
B execute again.
Yeah, JL and Alexi to be tested, but I don't fancy their chances with a
it's just contact.
5-7.
Just contact, not an execute.
2 5-7s. Different elevations. Maybe they could get, an early headshot, which could transpire and downward spiral, but Tessus swings on through. Mystery solved.
Yeah, right. You can see the difference maker. If Alexi gets one, then JL does the same. Sure, they trade back, but then it's somewhat winnable. Oh, interesting from Emma. A decent attempt, but Dexter makes sure nothing goes awry. And just bit with that saved MP9. The rifles will be coming out into the next. You're going to get that lost bonus coming into the bank balance of 2,900.
Yeah, can we just show Shush's position as well for a second, team? Just because, yeah, sometimes this is how you play Counter-Strike. Sometimes you do. He's just been locking the door. Nose bit hasn't pushed out long, and so they have a good idea which quadrant he occupies.
Takes a certain type of personality to play positions.
And you know
like
how
Shush
mad
does.
your opponent is if you do actually shoot them in the back of the head.
Dear. Some people are born with it. Not many are able to learn it.
I had I learned a teachable moment on Nuke the other day. Chad, you'd be proud of me.
Okay.
I called 4 players go yard. I'll hold lobby push. You know where I was? I'm on the roof.
Okay. Very passive.
They were very upset.
I imagine so.
They were. MP9s all running through lobby. Got the info safely. I'm proud of myself. Bit would be proud of me.
Someone who we could be proud of is Wonderful bringing out the AWP, but Dexter on the other side of the server. So the two of them getting an opportunity to joust. Dexter, once upon a time, a very exciting all, but let's see if...
Oh, gosh, come on now. Nico started a craze. He started a trend.
Well, JL's always been an emotional guy. That's why he's one of, at least my favorite personalities in Counter-Strike at the moment. You got to take the good with the bad.
Absolutely, yeah, the rough with the smooth. Now, reboosting in, it is going to be a frag that Wonderful had a chance at. Dexter peeks into short with the angle. He does miss his chance onto Imet. Bang. Good damage onto Nerds. Orb noted from Wonderful, trying to catch him on that cat cross. They do start to progress. Kixon out, Dexter, Nerds all starting to maneuver for some control.
And Bit's also been called to cheat over towards CT Spawn, which could become a bit of a problem if, again, it's a B maneuver. Now, the head of that smoke, Kixon brave, but had to be. Right, the timing on that, you don't want to back off. Your job is to get some space. And he might just waltz out because they won't expect this time. Yeah. I like it. I like it a lot.
Imet's maneuvering back. Imet, he has to be able to be aware of this, but jumping up, he should be dead. Ooh, actually gets the info safely. He's a bit lucky there. On the jump up the box, gets info. Orb can react in time. Nice 5v3 situation for Navi just to get themselves on the board. And that Orb from Wonderful paying dividends. Nerds trying to get across. They'll crab walk out of the... Ooh, crosshairs, a little lackadaisical from the bomb. Dexter gets across. He has an Orb, and it is in a powerful position. Tessus, if he can catch this first, which he has, catches Bit. Now Dexter picks off Imet. This is uncomfortable for Navi. It's falling through their fingers. Frag by frag. It's gone down, and Nerds steals the round away. What was that, 5v3?
Yeah, and riding a high. You can see the energy that Heroic are bringing to this as Navi are falling apart right in front of our very eyes. Return to the conversation about fatigue. This team have been put through their paces. They've ridden the highs and the lows. Alexi in an interview saying, hey, we won EPL, but then we go straight into towards the full finals and we lose. It didn't even feel like we won that event. With just how stacked the road has been since coming back from the tournament break.
You know, for Heroic, this feels like a monumental day. This feels like a tournament run that has built morale, and you're starting to kind of self-actualize what this team is capable of. For Navi, this is just another Saturday. Over the course of what has been months, being in a semi-final stage, it's been normalized by their success.
And considering where they're at right now, if they can come back from this hole of despair that they're feeling and pull themselves together as a team, right, this is going to require you to dig deep. There's no question about Navi's pedigree as individuals or right, their approach to the game, their system. There's nothing like that. Whereas Heroic, you know, we've wanted to see this team build into something of excitement because they've always had the pieces. It's not showing that in the results. Wonderful on a timing on the jiggle. Might get caught. Yep, well, he has to drop back. Another Orb now noted.
Yeah, I mean, this is a game of avoid the Orb. Nerds might not be able to do so because I can see Wonderful's coming in for a crouch clear. Just as he swaps to his nades, Wonderful's Orb connects. He gets away with murder. Double kill. Tessus, if you go down, hang on. He gets away with it.
He cleared both.
He clears them both.
How's he done that?
Oh, and it's not the ideal weapon for the job for Alexi there. He does put damage onto Kixon, tags him up with a headshot.
If you're Wonderful, you probably want to be saving this. I know the loss bonus is maxed on out, but even still, I don't think he's going to get the chance. Wonderful 3 points of health in a 1v3 situation. The bomb goes down, 40 seconds begins, and Heroic continue to steamroll. This is going to be 5.
Steamroll indeed. I mean, this is how Ancient started.
Yeah, and again, it was only a partial with the AWP in play. But over towards B, okay, Tessus only gets 1 as opposed to both. Okay, workable round.
We've had 2.
Just got 2.
We've had 2 like that.
Yeah, exactly. So right now, Heroic are getting away with murder. And they're in full control of the situation. Kixon starting to hunt, or at least he was considering it. I think knowing they'll likely have an AWP into the next, considering the finances anyway, they're going to start to look to build a little bit of their own on the T side. And it just would be insane. Heroic must really like Rio. I know it's a almost completely different roster, but for Shush and Tessus, they have good and bad memories. The fact that you're able to get to those grand finals is one thing. Losing them is another. I think Tessus earlier in the week said in an interview if they lose a 3rd grand final, he's never come back.
Yeah, I mean, it is lazy script writing, isn't it? That VP, Furia, and Heroic are all back to their old selves in Rio de Janeiro. Tessus, I loved hearing the confidence that he's exuding in that interview, saying he's playing his best CS2 right now.
Look, I don't know from a tactical standpoint what Blade really has to say at the moment, because with some of these kills that are being missed, that's the difference. I feel it's a sentiment of, hey boys, look, we've come all this way, flown all the way down to Brazil. We're a class Counter-Strike team. I know everybody's tired, but this is what we play for. Right now, we either change the mental, we get into this, we start going through the basics, everything that we've practiced, everything that's gotten us to this point of the tippy top of the Counter-Strike world, or we're going home in the semis.
Which to NAVI would be classified as an early exit. Let's see how they go this round. Wonderful, responsible for middle. IEM! Oh, swings straight into Nerds' crosshair. How are they not ready for that? He walks through lower, jumps up the box, catches a free frag on short side. Now forces a reaction out of Wonderful. They're going long. It's Bit here to be tested. And the flashes are great. He just gets vision back in time, but only the one from Bit. Wonderful, you have to hit this shot, and I think they got the info on that strafe. Leg shot, Kessa's brave, strafes out with 13 points of health and out duels the AWPer. Alexi B, that's an important contribution, but I think Ram, this push from Nerds is a bit ahead of the play. Nerds is gonna have him with his back presented. And now JL, yeah, that's a nasty round. Oh dear, off the back of a Blade timeout, Chad, we typically suggest and imply that there's a conversion attached to them. But for Blade, he's called one, and they're empty-handed once more.
It almost feels tough to watch if you're a NAVI fan, because you're saying, hey, this isn't our team, and that's not to take anything away from Heroic again. Right, Lurpus always used to use this framing when he came into certain events, right? For some teams, this is their Super Bowl. And for a team that's achieved nothing this year, has been trying to piece themselves back together, that's exactly true for a team like Heroic. They are playing with their hearts right now. All in, everything, right? The mood, the comms, it's flowing. They're also feeling that they've got NAVI in a corner and they're just beating on him, they're wailing on him. It has to just be, again, pistols and an AWP. We've been here before.
Wonderful got two and still couldn't see the round go NAVI's way in the last attempt.
And he has been hitting tough shots in certain scenarios.
There's info. Kixon now knows where that AWP is, or at least was.
It to be again.
Lurk smoke. JL has either side covered with Bit.
But you bang on if you can constrict the AWP, right? That's what you're hoping to do. There's a little bit of a play around the smoke here from IEM.
I like the idea. Might be able to catch Nerds as he progresses window, but he's being very kind of hesitant with this. He knows he's responsible for maintaining that cross. Anyone that's over at B can't get back, but anyone at A isn't helping. Interesting that they just group up. It's quite direct. It's just 4 players going to contact him to B here. Tassus consistently finding double kills. Can he do it again? No! Kingston this time is the one to find a first, and it will be 2. He just takes down his leader as well.
JL's yet to get a kill.
And Nerds is in this horrible position. By horrible, I mean for IEM. You want to come lowers, you've got to try and deep clear me, and just like that, Nerds converts a 7th round for Heroic.
Yeah, day one, when we came into this event and we saw the G2 versus Heroic matchup, I believe the desk at the time and us were prefacing the fact that Heroic could win that game. You've got G2 coming off of a tournament win straight down here. They didn't practice, and they're a team that is based so much on their individuals. Heroic, they also like to play heads-up in-your-face CS with sharp pieces. They dealt with them, and then they were able to go up against the old remnants of this Heroic roster. Cadian reunited with the likes of Stown and Yabi over in the Astralis journey. Make that jersey. As I was thinking, hey, the Sith are here to play the Empire.
Yeah.
As Heroic get to take them on and deal with them. Booked themselves a spot in the playoffs, but it didn't stop there. A victory over Vitality for the semi-final berth, now against the world #1 NAVI. And potentially a matchup against Mouse or Furia in the final.
I mean, yeah, the Grim Reaper meme format writes itself at this point.
And every one of those games has a little bit of juice to it, right? The G2, a top team. Astralis, old teammates, enemy organization. Vitality, #2 in the world.
#2, and now you've got
NAVI,
#1.
#1 in the world. Oh. You play Furia. Well, that's the hostile crowd. Oh my God, all right.
Trying to run down suicide. Now it's definitely feeling some confidence.
Well, I understand him.
Yeah.
Why not?
Every round so far,
it's 7-0.
He's been able to get to mid.
Well, they're out long.
Oh, and yeah.
No.
Wonderful's down to Dexter. Where was he going? Just having a beat down mid. Dexter will punish.
Yeah, this is a washing right now.
And it's only Alexi tending to long. Is he just jiggling it out for info? This is tough. Retaking mid, Imma's going to have a glance, and he'd be right to do so.
Imma's still communicating, at least the intent, but you're going into the AWP. He still hasn't left spawn. Happily
Housekeeping, any mid aggressions. If you poke your head out, Bit, you're a dead man. So crouches his way into lower.
Bit will get them information or free JL up to rotate over towards A to bolster the defense with Alexi and Imma, or JL can just jiggle from mid and watch Cat. It means Imma and Alexi can worry about long, and they block them at a well-timed.
Ooh, actually caught him, and it's a profitable swing from Alexi. Finding Shush. A man advantage. Is this where Na'Vi can buck the trend? Just get themselves on the board. This semi-final second map. Cross smoke throw. Can't molly. Eyes on the prize as they still try and get through. Alexi's going to be holding the clear of the smoke. A second clear. 20 seconds. They're running this clock down. What can you do? Tessus is alive. Can he find impact? A nice setup, but disruptive. Tessus, what can you do? Nothing at the hands of the Imma M4. And Alexi B secures it. Na'Vi will at least post one on their CT side. Can't say the same for JL yet.
Yeah, tough half for him so far, isn't it? Wonderful, however. We turn to him coming into map number 2 with a discussion around the AWP. He's found a decent amount of kills with them, but the key is the opening frags. Is Alexi, the captain, on the screen, really trying to bring the energy, right? Because it's not going to do itself. And at this point, you know that you're in a pit. The only way you can get back into this, start winning a couple of rounds, get the boys believing. Again, another opportunity for a 7-5 half. We're in the same place on Ancient. Take a lot of those rounds to break Heroic's finances, and Bit's not backing down from a fight.
Leg shot, though, onto Wonderful.
Oh, no.
Kixon, he's hit another headshot. How's he got both there? Clears out Bit, finds him.
He keeps coming.
And he wants more. Oh, JL doesn't notice. JL didn't notice. He should have him. He should have him. He's considering the possibility. He could get spammed on the way back. JL finds Dexter, gets away. That's his first, but he's not ready for this. Oh, JL. He's having a round now.
Tester's coming in.
From 0 to what could be 3. Testus has the bomb. If he gets this one, he's won the round. Testus crouches across his back. This is crazy counter-strike from Testus. Maybe not ready for the window position. Teammate's going to come to join him. How has Tessus done that? Just a sliver of JL visible.
Tough retake.
Very difficult retake. Now, Wonderful's the first man on the scene, but he's got the AWP. He's got 19 points of health. Molly will limit Tessus' planting options. Shush to clear out Alexi, and it's perfect. Catches him wondering. And Wonderful the same. Tessus is untouchable and insane right now.
Yeah, I caught in the Danish Dynamite the other day. Well, explosive again, and the body language, I think, says it all for Na'Vi.
It's like he heard Pimp saying he's the best player in Denmark.
And he believes it.
Yeah, I think I'm starting to as well. What's going on? Like, you know, we're talking about JL's frags. The reason for them being so low is because Tessus is beating him in a head-to-head almost every round.
Yeah, getting bopped an awful lot. And it's really just tough to watch this game from Na'Vi, but fantastic from Heroic.
Yeah,
they're
right.
seizing this opportunity with both hands, and they're playing some class CS. Again, it's good to see Saw behind a winning team. It was the talk of the town. He was over there with the Ents roster, which is seemingly have a very tough time. But this one's just being peeled apart round after round. Na'Vi going to pull out a double AWP setup. Maybe that will change their fate. One for Bit, one for Wonderful.
Chad, I need a diagnosis. Is 8-4 workable?
Just the way Na'Vi look, this looks done.
Yeah, okay. Okay, let's see if Shush can confirm it with a big round here out long. Gets to blue bin. No, Molly. He's safe to just occupy that space, and a couple of extra flashes. He'll be able to work some space of his own. Now, this is all a bit of a fake.
Yeah, map feels very small if you're Na'Vi right now. You need to clear something out. And it's so tough to play through middle, especially with Dexter, who in a previous round didn't leave spawn for like 55 seconds. He's not there right now.
Oh, he used his smoke. Yeah, he's got no nades. He will need support.
Look at the safe cross that Shush has manufactured for himself. He's done that bridge smoke to give him the ability to reside in pit. So long is completely his. And actually calling the troops back. I like this from Kixon. Everybody's going to join the party as well. Deploying on top of that will be the CTs. Na'Vi, this is a Furia-esque maneuver that we've seen come into fashion in recent time, but well, they've only got a couple of those smokes left.
Not a single flashbang for Na'Vi to defend a long take.
Yeah, this looks rough.
Like, you can't swing off that unless you do it dry, like Alexi. Ooh, a gap in the smoke. Okay, well, that's info.
That's all that is.
Lexi needs to reload. It's up to the AWP here. It's not a fun fight, but oh, he nails it. Massive shot from Wonderful. Gives Na'Vi a leg up. Bit extends it, reveals the double AWP, pulls the trigger from the cross.
Worried about Tessus. They're aware that this lurk is possible.
Yeah, it's good that Ime is focused on it. He needs to hit this shot, otherwise it could be a double kill. Okay, belated trade, but all the same, it's a 2v3 retake.
It has a kit. Smokes for this.
They can't lose this, Chad. They can't lose this. Bit coming in from CT. Headshot found. Ime removes one from the equation. It's just Degster. This has to be Navi's round, and it is. Why am I so nervous? Ime does convert with a triple, doubles his kill total. A second.
You're nervous because nothing looks easy for Na'Vi right now, whereas it's the contrary for Heroic, right? Everything's seemingly going their way. Now, they're having to manufacture that with their approach, their understanding, and right now, the mood in the camp at an all-time high. Another great shot from Wonderful. He's going to make that his 4th opening kill.
They hit some bangers to get this round.
And necessary. Unable to retain the double AWP setup, so there will be some omissions in the buy. JL is the one having to operate with an MP9. You can see him keeping the belief, but first tactical timeout called from Heroic. That shows you just how easy things have been in this first half of play. A 10-2 available, very much so. There's still money right now for Heroic full buy. Degster's AWP, AKs for everybody else. Util maxed out. That'll be the face of Na'Vi after this one on the plane home. Shell shocked.
I blinked. He wins. He wins. The crowd is packing out nicely for a Saturday night of Counter-Strike.
I wonder why.
I couldn't explain it, Chad.
Not only is it Furia, it's Furia with Fallen.
Yeah, man. Fallen on the stage in 2024 in Brazil.
Different flavor.
Yeah, that's going to be somewhat of a fairy tale. We'll find out.
Late long pop.
Yeah, look at the damage that they've already taken, a brunt of HE damage. Shush is leading the pack ahead of them. And missed shot from Wonderful. He was trying to get the timing, but now he's getting walked up on. Look at the push. Look at the pressure. Shush just runs down the AWPer and delivers.
Knives out.
Kicks and gets one. It's Wonderful. In the spine, the AWPer goes down to the Dane. Ime, what can you do? There's just so much pressure. Raining down terror. Off the back of the timeout. Heroic. Run and gun up long.
And just a whole different shift yet again. This time, the late pop out long, not the default spread in your face. They surge forward. Shush the passive with the knife.
Run, gun, and knife up long. I need to be specific. In the smoke. Like that cast molly lands, and in about 2 seconds, you've got yourself this. Shush running at you.
Look at the timing on the clock as well. Minute 30 as he begins that tussle in the smoke. Final round, first half. It's a heroic team effort. 11 for Tessus, 7 for Degster. Is there any fight from Na'Vi left?
I mean, Ima's throwing anything at the wall now. I'll run up mid. He does manage to find kicks in early.
Looks like a second round force.
Yeah,
4 MP9s and a scout.
It's hideous. It is absolutely hideous for Na'Vi. And I mean, you mentioned 10-2. A 9-3 softens the blow a little bit. There's a way they could pull this off, Chad. Ime has rotated, cheated, early towards B. They're posturing for a mid to B of their own, or at least Tessa sniffs it out. Ollie, JL is forced out into the fight, does go down to 40, but gets away with his life. Bomb out mid. Ooh, again, more damage onto Bit. They're trying to apply the pressure. They are coming into the 3-man stack, but only with SMGs. What can they do? Ime delivers a second. That's nice. JL reveals the surprise that is the third. And it seems to have translated into an awkward one for Shush and Nerds. On the fade, Wonderful with just a scout. He doesn't need to take this fight, but he does take a pot shot, misses it. Shush out mid, takes the first, but isolated and Wonderful. Profits off the static. Shush, it's 3. A little something to work with, but Heroic making a strong case for a 2-0 and a spot in the grand finals. warm welcome back to the Intel Extreme Masters. We're in the first semi-final. Rio very excited for the second semi-final, but they're already celebrating heroic, making it quick. Up against NAVI, world number 1, about to be toppled and sent home early. To NAVI it is. 6 was on the menu, 5 consecutive grand finals already, but it does seem that they've hit a bit of a wall here in Rio de Janeiro. No pistols so far, Birchall.
Yeah, and yesterday against VP, they only won 1. Still managed to 2-0 the series. It was the 4 spies in the second that were their best friend. Been out long. There's going to be a late swing potential.
I love the look of this. Seems quite inspired. Unfortunately for them, it is only Bit. And he goes looking and doesn't find anything to report. Little does he know how much is around that corner. Here we go. Here comes the reveal. And he was holding for it, so confirms that there's multiple bodies out long. This is going to be info. Or not?
Okay, well, they're assuming that it's heavy fortified long. They didn't know it was a 4-player A start. So Bit's still playing for info. Yeah, that should pipe you up short really quickly. The fact that people are playing doors, or does that tell that maybe it's a stack?
Yeah, it's a bit suspicious for them. They're trying to work out the finish here. Alexi making the call. There is a smoke and a Molotov available. Vanguard smoke and Molly sight. Oh, here we go. Dexter has not hit his headshot. He needs it, gets it. Body shots onto JL. Still problematic. Very uncomfortable for NAVI. They're pushing through. Good catches. Everyone hits their headshot. And Shush goes down as well. That was necessary. That was integral.
And even a smile on Alexi's face there. Look, that is the first pistol for NAVI in this series so far.
Crazy to say.
And potentially the fire starter that could get them back underway. Now, I like Heroic going for the force here. You could say, hey, why don't they take the full eco and they go for the gun round in the next. 4. Well, the problem is, if you take the full eco now, the next gun round won't be a full buy. Right?
Like
the first CT gun round is like M4s or FAMASs.
M4 Kev, 1 smoke.
Yeah, and Dexter goes, well, do I buy a scout or do I buy a rifle? There won't be an all.
Right.
This is your better opportunity with a NAVI who is struggling, who is slow, and this aggression from Tessus and kicks in as well as Shush is massive.
How are they not ready for that? JL completely pantsed. Shush charges lower. If you try and respond upper, mid is occupied. Wonderful doesn't look prepared for this.
Not at all.
This is uncomfortable.
And this is why I like the 4 spy.
How is it already feeling uncomfortable for NAVI? And another 5-7 frag was just 1 bullet away. Bit gets away with his life. Long occupied, but this flank is going to be faster than anything they're expecting.
Immer's coming back, and he has to be aware it's a possibility. Dexter will try and stay on this line, can't hit the shot.
Oh, there was a chance for collat damage.
They're behind them, though. They're behind them.
Immer's not ready for this. Now they'll be able to react. Hang on. Wait. Immer can react. Wonderful puts the pressure on the thumb screws from both sides. And look at the damage. This is still uncomfortable. How does Alexi B call his troops out of this?
Look at Shush tucked in towards car. He's been able to get a Khalil. Dexter dropped the scout, got the MP9, went to upper tunnels. Divide and conquer.
What do we do? 48 seconds, bombs down on Alexi's foot towards long doors.
I'll tell you what you don't want to do is line up. A swift breeze will take all 3 of these players down, and that Khalil of Shush is going to be potent. Dexter sees nothing. So the fact there's nothing in about 30 seconds, sure, they could still return, but it seems unlikely.
If they molly car, it's still awkward. Shush can still take a multi-kill here. 25. And he gets the first immediate trade from Immer. Puts the IM in immediate.
Dexter picks back up the scout, so he only needs 2 tags. They know he had the scout.
Just go, boys. Just go. 10 seconds.
He's already here.
He's flanking them.
They need to plan safe.
He has a scout. If he chooses the wrong plant spot,
oh my God,
he's going to be vulnerable. Dexter, if he goes a bit wider, he could be able to hit them. Wonderful, saves them. Oh, Heroic's forced by nearly enough to just take the semi-final right there.
Yeah, moments before disaster, wasn't it? Wow. Trying to run boost, getting technical with it under that type of pressure. The flank as well. The opening kill going against him. Shush playing peekaboo behind the car.
Bro, if they
God.
If they try to do a second run boost, I'm not sure they even get the bomb down. It was like 3 seconds.
Whoa. Hero M4. That's been dropped. Kixon wants to keep the pressure on.
Okay, well, they could overlook this. You know, Nerds is a very capable individual. All it takes is a misstep. Now, not starting for early long control. They start 3B on the Heroic side of things.
There should be the AWP into the next round as well. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, but Shush currently has 3K with the 2,900 loss. We should see the AWP come out for Dexter. So just playing ahead, just doing my accounting.
Yep, nice. And
I'll do my own, but I'll do the Counter-Strike version.
And it shows that they have the need for the Dexter AWP. Tess is trying to catch a timing as they throw the smoke. And he's hit some damage. He's hit some good body shots. And
I don't like where the bomb is, Alex, and they're pushing long.
I see what you're saying. If he runs out suicide right now and isn't prepared for this, the Nerds M4 could swing out. And he's been spotted.
That's 2.
That's important.
And into A they go. All right, well, NAVI being able to navigate through the map. Nerds will return to long. Wonderful will eventually deal with Kixin. Seems a little bit labored. And Nerds, can you do any damage? You're invested in this. Look, you can save it, worst case. Best case, you get a couple of kills, keep the thread on. Dexter's found a kill in the intro. It was only onto the Mac 10. Wonderful should just contain. He doesn't really need this fight. And now if Dexter goes around the world, he can come pick up the AK or the M4, whichever Nerds doesn't want, and they can take 2 free guns into the next gun round.
Well, it's worst case, isn't it?
Yeah, which means that Kixin will probably get a rifle that he wouldn't have otherwise had.
Okay, so that little overcooked from Wonderful. I mean, it's nuanced, but it has led to Dexter retrieving this in time. That is bleak. That is suboptimal.
Yeah, even if Nerds had stayed alive, he could have dropped one to Kixin, but now the fact that they get 2 for their troubles. So Shush will drop the AWP for Dexter, I'm pretty certain. Dexter can drop the M4, and everybody's going to be able to get their goods.
Damn.
So there will be defuse kits, there'll be utility, and this is still a decent lead, right? So sure, Heroic, you didn't win the force. You had to take a little bit of a uncharacteristic save with the...
Let's go, boys. Important. Come on.
Really trying to will themselves. Look, if NAVI can bring this back and take us to a 3rd, if NAVI can win this series, that's an elite level team.
Agreed, 100%. They started this map already after losing the first 7-0 down.
Yeah. You don't want to just make this cosmetic.
This is 9-6 and potential for 7th, as we've seen a very hesitant T side with their util. Look how much they still have, and they've got short control. We're about to take it anyway. Dexter forced off of the line, a flash molly combo, anti-AWP knocked out.
So going through the paces, so they have upper tunnels, they have short. Someone could push into long, but really what does that matter? And now it's about forcing the CTs, right? Doing mid to B smoke, doing bridge smoke, trying to keep them moving, trying to keep the comps flowing, trying to get them to guess and gamble incorrectly.
Moving in there, that's aggressive, hyper-aggressive, he can't hit the shot. Oh, he gave it a good go, an aggressive gambit from Imet. Kicks and repels him from ramp, and now it's up to Alexi and Nerds. This head-to-head upon the smoke fade. Wonderful. He joins them. That nade seems destined for damage, puts Wonderful onto 70. Susceptible now to the one-shot M4 headshot. 30 seconds, Chad. This is already really wonky.
Hard round to win. Individuals need to value out now, Navi.
Okay, how about this mid-fight? The bit steps straight into the line of fire. It's pulled Nerds away. Shush, he's going to be begging for help. If he gets one, though, if he gets one, this is the NAVI down and out. JL good for it. Nerds just in time, gets into the spot of bother, hits the double, Wonderful in the clutch, has to kill Nerds, does nail it. 1v3 taking shape, but he has to get this bomb down now. They can just push him. They can just run at him. And they have, but he plants safe, gets a chance to get his eye to the scope, a 1v2 around the smoke, 1 bullet, 2 targets, he can't do it. 10 for Heroic, 3 away from the grand final.
Continues to be this team effort. We're talking 12 kills on 3 of the players, 11 for Tessus and 10 for Dexter.
Yeah, damn.
Look, this is a team effort from Heroic right now. This is great Counter-Strike, double-digit secure. Look, Ima going for that type of a play, the biggest issue I see with that is there's no follow-through, right? There's either no trade potential or there's no immediate option off of this opener. Look, he gets it. He looks masterful. He doesn't. You're in a number disadvantage situation, and you're the ones having a comeback. Blade calls the final tactical timeout, the last conversation, the last opportunity to rally the troops on their terms. The money is there. A couple of AKs, an AWP. There'll be lighter investments for Ima and Alexi, but it's more than enough for this team to convert around if they can dig deep enough. Otherwise, Heroic are going to get this semi-final done in a 2-0 fashion. They're going to book themselves in as an organization for their 3rd consecutive grand final in IEM Rio.
Something in the water over here. They love it.
It's Tessus and Shush. They've been here before. Success following them in Rio, or they're bringing with them. They packed it in their suitcase.
Well, Blade, this better be one hell of a call. I mean, maybe it's not a direct call so much as it is just trying to get NAVI to dust themselves down and remember who they are, what they're capable of. It's a couple of Tech 9s.
Wonderful's going to pick long.
And there will be a head-on collision. 2 of them there. Flash is good. Forced away by the smoke, doesn't want to re-peek into Nerds. That's a double AWP in the mix. Not revealed.
Smoke from Alexi, so going to work on this map control. That will allow Imma to start working through lower tunnels with the assistance of JL. Kixon just jump spotting, so really playing for information and harassment. The nade at the ready, so he sees the smoke now. He knows they'll be going through their map control, and there you go, take that one.
Solid. The fact that that's the first smoke from NAVI, they clearly wanted to just do a little bit of a later push. He finds so much damage onto Tesses. Bit doesn't know just how much he's done. Good idea, maybe based off the sounds, but Dexter's already in the right place again. They do crisscross mid.
That'd be a great flash.
That's too comfortable for JL. Going down to Dexter's AWP. Alexi B, that's massive. Pressure from both fronts. They can't go down to Dexter. They need the push, and Alexi delivers. How is he still alive? Bit lingers, and a round for NAVI takes shape.
All right, has to be the save for Heroic. Well pieced together even after the opening incision from Dexter. Perfect place, wasn't he, to be able to shut that down, but the fact that the split comes through, the gap that they can find on the mid to B is wonderful calls. Two bodies jumping towards long.
Maybe it's because I'm a bit simp, but I wanted to give him some credit because Alexi B's Tech 9 got more respect than it would have if it wasn't for that early damage.
Yeah, I wonder how unconfirmed that was, right? Surely you don't know exactly how much damage you've done through those doors. Sometimes they feel ironclad.
But the fact that the crisscross smokes landed after Alexi B's Tech 9 is there. Tessus just didn't want to trifle with that. And it did lead to Alexi having the impact to flank onto the AWP.
The problem for NAVI with this is, and just being the #1 team in the world right now and being on such a run, and the expectation, right, the level of tape the teams can look at. Now, right now, in the moment, anybody can sit there and go, yeah, look, all those things count, right? All those things play into why we're seeing this team gassed. Doesn't take away from the good Counter-Strike that Heroic's taking whatsoever. You got to remember, in the history books, it won't say NAVI eliminated 3rd, 4th, fatigued. It would just say NAVI eliminated 3rd, 4th by Heroic.
I like it. It's true. And a leg shot has put Shush on notice early. That's big contribution from Wonderful to start. Dexter, he's getting aggy with it. He had a pre-game on this boost. Wonderful's ready for it. This is a game of inches. No nade this time. They get their progression safe.
And this could be the problem, right, for Heroic. If they start to think individually they need to make these plays or they go too aggressive, if it works, it'll look great. It'll secure them the map. It'll take them to the grand final with a 2-0. If it doesn't, it opens the door for NAVI to work their way back in. It's only a 3-round difference right now. They're on the comeback on Ancient, unable to manifest the victory. NAVI, can you do it on your opponent's map choice this time round? Can't control taken, bit harassing long. JL still in upper tunnels. Util available for a plethora of different executes. The CT's now blocked towards the mid doors. A run boost.
Not working for NAVI today.
I have heard that there has been a little bit more difficult since some of these animation changes in recent times.
Yeah, that might explain it.
I haven't tested it too much myself, so...
Check out Shush. With low HP, he just pushes his own smoke.
Baller.
Oh, man, this is going to screw NAVI. It's so early. He's hearing steps. He knows he's caught a timing. Oh, he misses his window. Fires off a warning shot. Alexi B has the knowledge.
35, have to go.
Dexter can't hit his shot. But wait, they might overlook the goose position. It all comes down to Kixon. Imer surely going to clear this. Not enough. JL trade. He gets it. Bomb planted. No, Molly limits options. Goes for a safe one instead. Shouldn't be able to disrupt this. They have Tessus alongside. Nerds goes down. Bit goes looking.
Might be another save.
Might be. Tessus, you can see, he's actually in two minds there. Just knifing towards and away from the site. Opts for the latter.
It's the better of the two decisions. Loss bonus has built for them to the point of 2,900 into the next. If these two stay alive, they can both drop a rifle. Dexter's going to be able to buy himself. Right. So this is a good choice to be making right now. I think we will see a sore tactical timeout off the back of this, and the same conversation we were having during map #1 of Kixon liking to throw in these flary, more pace changes on the T side, saying they also did in the late stages of Dust2, that late long pop, still poppy. I think this is where the opportunity in the game will say, hey, if we have an aggressive move, right, something that you can only run once within a game, this would be the time to do it. So Dexter's able to get that AWP glass cannon. The others are going to get the M4 drops. So the utility should be pretty decent. Kixon gets another kill here. I think it's round over.
Yeah, maybe game.
See Bit as well stepping out, not prepared for that position, and Nerds fortunately can adjust. But here we go. Is there any CT aggressions?
Here's that smoke towards the lower access. Nerds is going to get early control. Look at them long. Like, Tessus is right in the open. Using that T-smoke to kind of peek around. He probes the potential for a AWP to post up, and Wonderful does oblige. One hell of a spray! Tessus isolates the AWP. A necessary trade from JL, but Nerds is ready for this. Nerds delivers onto him. Hyper aggressive. They're already in T spawn chat. Shush is gunning it towards the long side.
Yeah, they're locked in. Bit's trying to buy them a way out, but Nerds aggressive up middle. You wouldn't expect another player, especially a different player, to be in T spawn.
Oh, careful, Alexi!
How?
Now another chance. Nerds has spotted out Bit. Yeah, he is a dead man walking right now. Shush has got long lockdown and AWP comfortably collects.
Shush being here. Like,
Yeah.
JL, you don't understand how booked you are. They know exactly where you can be. 45 seconds, here he comes.
He doesn't even need to, but he wants to. Shush would like to finish this one, and now confirming his suspicions. This man's in pit. This man's in pit. See you later, mate. Wow, again, a team ace. You want to talk about team Counter-Strike. 12 frags on the low end, 14 on the high end. This is heroic, playing at maximum team efficiency.
And it's going to feel like vindication for this team because they haven't been looked at in the brightest of lights, considering the travel issues with Dexter not being able to attend, having to use stand-ins, not being able to get the practice. It's a problem. If every second event, your AWPer, right, one of the most influential players in the server, isn't there, everything that you work on in practice feels for naught. Attack through the doors onto Shush again.
And we weren't taking them seriously when they were saying Prac is good with Dexter. We just haven't seen it. Taking some time, but 2 rounds away from a grand final for Heroic. It's feeling increasingly likely that NAVI roll over and die. Look at the weapon Alexi is forced to implement into this one. Just a Desert Eagle to his name. 2 smoke grenades, a handful of flashbangs. Chad, they need a miracle.
Well, they've had to play through a bit more of a default approach, excuse me. Heroic in the previous round, with the liberties of the aggression, knew exactly what was going on out the gates, and I can't believe how Tessus got that opener.
Yeah.
But Heroic have the flow state right here, right now. More flashes towards short, just to make sure that this default is jarring for Navi. No space given for free.
He's throwing a smoke for his long players.
There's a third flash for Kixon to peek out short.
Interesting. Smokes for the duo. Coming up short. Now Kixon's worried about long. Everyone's worried about long! And Kixon pulls out a smoke grenade! Awkward now! Dexter, what have you got? Combat AWPing forced into CT. And they swarm. Wonderful! Oh, Wonderful's next to Tessus, has no idea! Hits the no-scope! Barrel into the Dane's belly! NAVI! An inspired approach. I said they need a miracle, Chad. What was that?
Okay, well, look, these little hot patches, 2 kills, Heroic save again. At no moment is this game going to be easy for Navi if they want to win.
How many saves? Look, okay, for the last 3, 4, 5 rounds, there's been a minimum of 2 guns saved.
But think about the position you're in on the CT side, knowing that you have this lead, and if you save, you have another good opportunity in the next, because what happens at the same time is your lost bonus builds. So you're getting the cash necessary to go for another buy. So it is only going to be the 2,400 into the next round of play, but that's enough for Nerds and Shush to drop guns. So Tessus and Kixon will have everything that their hearts desire.
So they're doing this on hard mode. Navi have to play gun round after gun round.
Exactly, that's why comebacks are so difficult.
With Tech9 or a Deagles or a Galil thrown in there. Comeback's difficult, but they are currently, you know, trying to match that 9-3 first half. It was 7-0.
True. And they've turned it into a competitive affair. I don't know what Wonderful noted. He was pushing through the smoke. Then I thought he shot. Then he came back through the smoke.
I have a theory.
Okay.
You know how he fired one random bullet? I think he fired a bullet, and the little puff of smoke, he may have caught a glimpse of in the clearance of the shot.
Damn, okay.
That's just a theory.
All right.
It's just a theory.
Someone test his theory.
Yeah, did he catch a glimpse on that first random bullet?
Tactical timeout call. Saw on the mic. Double AWP invested. Nerds on the secondary yet again. Now, previously, when they won the last gun round, it was aggression in towards lower dark. Taking a look who's got the best spawn for that, it would be Kixon. I don't expect him to be running in there. But here we go. Let's find out. Can Heroic secure 12?
I'm intrigued by Wonderful spawn. Like an AWP getting the fastest B spawn, and he's got the bomb on his back. What's the play? Do you try and like get an early peek towards the B site, maybe walk in? He has to bomb though.
Shush will just smoke this. He's quite late, so as soon as he feels any pressure, there's the molly first.
Nerds' angle seems destined for one unless you're really diligent.
And there's the smoke. So they'll cancel.
Oh God.
Right, it would have been a great call. It's just shush. Fortunately for NAVI, Heroic have backed off, evacuated that lower control, so still an opportunity to work into this round.
They need to flash this if they want to get across. Diligence. Present. Oh, lovely. Oh, peeks in. Wonderful. Removes Nerds. But that kicks and trade is really going to slow down their crawl here. JL committing to sprays. Yeah. Wonderful's actually leg shot him. Good spam back. Kixon doesn't shy away from the engagement. And now, ooh, through the smoke, Kixon could have caught him. Heavy investment of their util. They don't have anything left.
Tessus does, though. Smoking a molly to block over towards A, and the time on his side.
It's perfect. They have to go. Alexi commits. Full commit, but Long's open. Dexter posts up with the AWP and delivers. And NAVI, they are desperate. Oh, maybe Dexter overextends. Why would he? Why would he? Begging and pleading. 10 seconds.
He has to make a move.
Into an AWP, though. Like it's,
but he'll catch him. If he goes a close wall timing.
Oh. Now they kick up a fast. Now Bit starts to move. 20 seconds, Bit. You got to make a move. Dexter tucked on car now, not vulnerable to this whatsoever. 15 seconds, that bomb's still on short. Now Bit arrives. Dexter's on the car side. Kixon tucked on CT, 10 seconds. Dexter goes down, they're actually doing it. I don't know how, I don't know why, but NAVI still a 10th. That is some time management, or is that just a little bit of luck, Chad? I can't work it out.
Whatever the Cat players did was enough pressure to draw Dexter back. And you can understand why, because the position over towards car, mid-long, is the best spot for an AWP to stop anybody from running out on towards A.
Who cleared him? Aimer? Wonderful?
Yeah, so, look, I think it was wonderful, but the problem was because he tucked in car, Tessus is the first one to go down on the ramp.
Yes, right.
And then now, Dexter has to worry about short and long, and his support is coming in. It was a bit too individual there. So starting to fall apart on this CT side. Heroic take their third tactical timeout. The money is still there for the buys, but this round got close. This got damn sketchy, and Dexter just too many targets. You see that there's target selection in some of these situations because it's pressure, it's stress. You're on the stage. Now, it doesn't look like they're fully investing. It's going to be, the max loss bonus. Remember, as we were saying, down the stretch, it's built up. So they've invested to the point that, hey, we can still buy into the final round of play, or the final few rounds of play. But they can win this one.
Doesn't pull the trigger, Wonderful. We'll have the guys of the smoke to keep their push going. Info. At the very least, it's info. They are charging up middle. What is their protocols to react to this? This is a crazy call from Heroic. This is hyper aggressive. What a shot from Wonderful. He delivers a double headshot. Heroic's plans foiled in the opening stages. That whole thing riding on some individual jewels, but Wonderful and Bit, they're happy to provide.
Just going to walk this one home. Nert's probably feeling like he has to push long to do something. Dexter hoping that he can save, because that AWP is something that will be in question going into what is the final stretch.
Are NAVI in a position to hunt? Whether or not that becomes a conversation after they've worked it out, they feel the site is clear, they will get that bomb planted. Now, is there a dialogue about a potential AWP hunt?
This is where the mental for NAVI will completely shift. You've just tied things up. The comeback, the win, map number 3 is just around the corner. Your map went down the gurgler. You were unable to convert. Heroic have been running with momentum. You're doing this the hard way. Not everybody should with their best performance. Jail with a really rough first half, but a great first map. Bit the same. And this has been tough CS. This has been granular. This has been down to the details. And we're talking about a class team. We're talking about the #1 in the world. Well, he's been spotted. He hasn't fired a bullet.
They're coming. They want that orb. Dexter getting fully executed on. Lurk smoke drops. Doors occupied. Missed shot. They know it's an orb, but they take it away. Will he have enough? 53, 52 on Kixon and Nerds, but no Kev for one. Maybe it's possible. Oh, Chad, that's Abacus time, but still. An 11-11 scoreline after a 9-3 first half from Heroic. I can't believe we're here.
He's been dropped an AWP from Nerds.
Oh.
So he can get the orb with armor.
At what cost? A couple of nades. They have managed to cobble it together.
There's a kid in play as well. So Heroic can still do this in regulation. They're not done yet.
The damage on the cross would certainly take a leap in the favor of NAVI. Wonderful post up for it, unaided. Nerds, he's happy to start here. He'll start lower with Dexter's support, but that molly may limit his contributions. Nerds cleared, nice work, finds Imek, Kixon can swing. A chance onto Dexter, JL at least equalizes. He clears out lower, and a 4v4 emerges at round 23.
Yeah, Dexter had to back off. The support network of Kixon had also dipped. So there's still utility to work with here as Bit continues to harass Long. We're talking about Tessus, Danish Dynamite, being in the finest of form for Heroic. Well, this could be his chance to lock things down. 3 of them coming his and Dexter's way.
Dexter can support him at least. And that's perfectly timed. The orb peeks into Bit as he starts to clear, and no one interested in peeking into that AWP.
But options limited. JL isn't even in the upper tunnels. For them to return, they know that Shush is likely anchoring down the site. Where's Kixon gotten off to? This is another tough round for Navi to piece together.
Shush is actually aggressing, and it leads to his demise. Will they overlook Kixon? A quick reaction out of Kixon puts him up on the box.
Ooh, didn't quite land the lurch smoke. It's a little bit shallow.
Yeah, not so much to worry about for Kixon. In his angle, he still has some questions.
If they had a smoke, mid to B would be perfect, but Navi don't.
The last smoke used towards that lurk smoke B. Dexter, he's posting.
He has to push. Yeah, you have to. Oh my god.
Oh, takes the AK.
I thought he was just going to go through. Like, that was like a fake smoke and push through to at least give some information, but he's rotating the long way back. This is all on Kixon.
He hears them coming. Kixon a multi-kill to put you within 1 round of that grand final. He's only good for 1. JL uses that smoke from the HE to get across safely.
They're going to run him down. They're going to run him down.
9 seconds. All he has to do is deny it. JL gets swung on and the round is theirs. The round is Heroic's.
Dexter giving him a wave. He knows what that missed shot means. Wonderful shot. It just opens the door. You have to plan. There's no time. We're coming in. We're taking round 12, and we're 1 round away from this org being in back-to-back grand finals in IEM Rio.
The comms. I'm sure JL just hears it. He's running at you. He can hear him coming. He's got to plan. Put into an unwinnable situation now. They have to turn it around. Take us to OT if they want to see map 3. Navi are on the ropes.
Flustered and late out of spawn. JL responding to tunnels very, very late. Nerds, he went into lower and now he's pushing up mid. He wants the knockout blow.
He can throw it right now. They're aware. They spot it out. Nerds might pull the plug on this, try and recede safely, and Wonderful not in pursuit of a punish. Nerds takes a lick of damage. Long control for Navi, and Shush flirting with a deep B push. Thinks twice of it. Lots of moving pieces right now. It seems like Heroic are reformatting into something short-centric.
Playing ahead, time to search for more info. Emma might catch them on the jump spot.
Would be nice amount of info. Imer, does he spot one? No, they can double peek the bait, the switch. Tessus will go down, an opening kill, and another one found by Imer. Maybe there's more to Dust2 if Dexter, hang on, could maybe change the dialogue here. An incendiary to force the swing out a bit. Turns the flash, isolates the jewel. Dexter's doing everything for the boys. Shush charging up mid. Dexter knows if the AWP is in the right position, they can do this. The flank from Long, the AWP, it's all aligning. If Wonderful misses this shot, it's awkward for Navi, and he times it to perfection. The uncrouch in. Dexter was unprepared, and a 12-12 scoreline seems all but certain. Only Shush can change the dialogue. A tap to the head of Wonderful, but on the reload, car reveals, and we need more. 24 rounds, insufficient to separate these two.
Oh, I can't believe Navi were able to dig that deep, considering how this game started. 7-0 in the hole. Heroic with all the momentum, looking to run their way into the grand final. But Navi, through some miraculous rounds, worked damn hard and have been able to tie things up.
I can't believe we're here. 9-3 half, Chad. I'd all but accepted that this Heroic what's the opposite of a curse? Blessing that Heroic have here in South America, but we find ourselves with more rounds to play.
Yeah, the Brazilians, good graces. But NAVI, that fatigue is a thing of the past now. You've gone this deep, it's the adrenaline, it's going to be pumping. This is exactly why you get in the server, these stage matches, to put on a show, and we are getting one here today.
No doubt in my mind we're getting the show.
Now it's about capturing this tone shift, something to note with Heroic. In the last few CT rounds, they've been vying a lot for this lower tunnels control. Something that has actually worked for them information-wise. See if they opt for it again. It's a HE and not a smoke, so definitely not the play. Imma charges in towards lower tunnels. Calls sector clear, so some pep in the step to be found from NAVI. Well, that tells you something. The CTs definitely didn't want you going mid to be early.
Lies right on that side of the map. Imme working at half health. That nade, oh, if only it had been landed, it could have been the end of Imme. Kixon a little bit flustered. Gets flashed and fumbles the relocation and release. Warp decoy. The only noise breaking the silence of our first round of overtime. Another door smoke. CTs really do not want you to go that way.
Saw where that came from. So that's one less piece of utility to block on A.
That's the last one.
Yeah, and there's still enough time. If NAVI just wait, they could easily just do a full A execute. So now Alexi gets to pick his poison. What utility do we have? What type of finish do we want? Do we want trickery or do we want the all-in?
He really does get to
pick his poison. They've done crisscross.
And then JL goes looking, a probe, out mid, to see what they're working with. How much resistance? HE on the clear, pressure in, Kixon and Dexter to be tested here. And Dexter, he passes his test with flying colors, a double kill, sets up Kixon to do the same. Swings out on sight, eats the headshot into Imme. Now Tessa's support from Long should be enough to pull this round home. They haven't even got the time, they haven't even got the heads. Kixon does one better. A two-man defense of the A side. Dexter and Kixon, 5 frags between them. Solid hold.
Yeah, and interesting that that's the execute that they went for. The smoke was used to extinguish, not for bridge. It meant that the AWP could hold the tightest alliance. They had to extinguish. Dexter was drawn towards spawn, takes down JL, and you can see that smoke on Cat. That's not a CT smoke. Yeah. It's a molly that's landed. They've had to extinguish. They're running through. And what I thought was perfect for NAVI, because they had made Heroic extend a lot of their block utility, was misplayed, mishandled, and leaves Blade wanting to take a tactical timeout. Doesn't really feel like Heroic have had weapons as an issue at all throughout this game, right?
That's
especially
true.
because on the like, sure, there was a couple rounds where, oh, maybe it's a saved gun and we have to invest a little bit lighter, but more often than not, they've had weapons in their hands, so this is no real change for them going into OT.
Quite the contrary, NAVI. Feels like having all the bells and whistles is a luxury only afforded to them in overtime.
Well, right now they've got decent long spawns on the likes of Imme and Wonderful. Doesn't look like they're going to do anything off the back of it. Just going to set up this boost once more for information.
Oh, it's a dangerous game. A reaction speed test that Nerds gets away with. Testing Wonderful. He goes again. He actually wants to flash and get himself misinformation, trying to spread it. Very 2024.
All right, kicks him back to spawn to pick up a couple of extra nades. Playing transitional in this short position. Alexi, so in-game leaders, both really vying for this short control and space. And then back to very standard A setup. Your AWP on ramp. Tessus came back and donated some utility to Dexter. Now he's going to anchor long. They're set up for a full execute this time round.
Yeah, they're going to do one better than they did last time. Will Dexter still have some freedoms from that ramp position? Missed opportunities. Progress into the site now for NAVI. It gets uncomfortable. Nerds tries to bail him out. Good contributions. Tessus and Nerds are rotating in aggressively. And Wonderful can't find a thing. The AK needs to be picked up. Help JL in this brawl. Tessus and Nerds on ramp side. Bit does catch the aggressive shush. Things will slow down.
They know where he is.
Do they? No, now they do. He has the bomb. And Tessus has 19 bullets for the 1v2. Isolates, checks the spam. Shy on the aim. NAVI, they will equalize.
I'm surprised they didn't realize what Wonderful had gotten off to. I guess they were very timid on the ramp. They didn't want to overextend against that AWP. Wonderful changing out from the AWP into the AK. He sits and he delivers an important kill. And that one there, look, I put it onto the pacing first of Alexi to get them cat control quite quickly. But I think this is still a very hard-fought round. Right? This is a tough round indeed.
I still feel like if Dexter hits one on the way in, it's a different round for Heroic. As we saw just in the previous. Mantle takes time. Oh, but Nerds. He crouches into that angle. Now we get the opportunity. Dexter in overtime. Yet to make a connection. Aside from round one, Tessus onto Bit. That's a big frag to be posting.
Yeah, Bit tried to take some space out long. He'll be denied. Emma also trying to apply pressure for the mid to B because the other B defender goes down of Nerds.
Makes sense.
They really want to stuff the mid to B opportunities for NAVI. They don't want to let them capitalize when that number advantage, which has been gone for a decent period of time now, was in play.
One smoke though. That's all they have at 70 seconds still on the clock. Lurk smoke. Ooh, JL. Jumps over the lurk smoke and sees an AWP looking down at him.
So you ask yourself, was that the one picked up from Nerds, or is that the A orb? Because if it's the A orb, that's where you'd like to be going. You'd have Kixon to deal with.
They finally find some timing outdoors. They're allowed to go. And Dexter plugs JL. That's information.
40 seconds.
And they go towards it. That CT smoke has kept boots planted. Dexter jumps for info. Spots bomb. Bomb on the radar. Here we go. And he hits the shot. Dexter flying high as he goes down for the second. And that needed to be more.
2v2.
Alexi B makes this round winnable. Wonderful. He wants to peek over this. He's planted for the catch the timing on the window. Chooses not to. Another molly available. They can keep them at bay for a moment longer. Orp on tons. Spots the doors. Leg shot's good. Nade could be great. Kixon, 6 HP off that. Awkward. Molly on Alexi. He's really holding on to it. He wants the frag first, and they'll take it by force. What a turnaround that is. Wonderful on Alexi B. Waltz into the B bomb site and make the scoreline read 14-13.
I don't know. Actually, that'd be the first time this entire game that NAVI have the lead. Right?
Yes.
They were 7-0 down.
Yes, right.
So that would have to be the first time.
Yes, right. It took them that long.
Yeah, because Heroic got to 12 first.
I can't believe we're even here, bro.
Yeah, look, this is NAVI having to try and find some inspired CS. Nice, we go again. This is fast long from Tessus.
9-3 was the scoreline in regulation. And this time an opening death for Tessus. He will not be able to help, not be able to contribute. And immediately Bit gets his favorite weapon. He is known as the headshot machine, a high headshot percentage. And the one-shot headshot now available into overtime in the first round of his CT side.
Heroic iced out because of these defensive smokes lobbed by NAVI. Nerds breaks the silence and spam through the door. The divide and conquer right now. Dexter upper tunnels with the AWP. Nerds lower and a shot taken. A molly thrown. Wonderful, it's gonna get hot. Emma finds something. It's just individual maneuvers from Heroic.
It's not worked out for them this time. Off kilter from Tessus' death, but with Kixon gone too. We're in a full wobble. Downward spiral. This is for 15. This is for 2 opportunities to take that third map. Or take us to, rather, that third map. Forced away. Angle held, but pushing in are these two. They're going to test this setup. JL, what have you got for us? He needs at least one. And Shush. Oh, wow, accelerates into the angle. Trade immediate. Missed shot from the AWP. It's a head-to-head with the P250. Overruns him. Trade is necessary. They get it. 15 is NAVI's first. I can't believe I'm saying it. 2 opportunities for NAVI after being down 7-0. We're about to take us the distance, take us to a third map in this series. Mirage awaits.
Well, Rio might have to hang on a little bit longer to see Furia grace the stage because this game's got some more twists and turns.
Whoa, 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 what is this?
Double AWP setup brought out by the T's here.
The T's?
Kixon's going for a long corner pick, so you can understand why.
He's ahead of the smoke, so that's a nice bit of information. Shush can maybe take some of the space around Kixon's ult.
Alexi's aware. He heard the smoke land, so knowing that's for the extinguish, you can see the passive setup that he has. So you know that they don't have long control. That's good information for Heroic. Now, when they've had long control before, they've regrouped and they've executed. There's going to be a fight here.
Swing through. Bit with a nice angle. Anti-flash. Oh, brilliant setup. Alexi V needs help. And Bit provides it. Now Imme and Alexi stand ready to fight. Dexter, you drop Bit, you should be dead, and Imme nails the headshot. Alexi B catches some extra damage as well. Now they'll swing through. Alexi turns it, doesn't have a chance. And no trade back from Imme, so that's important. Kixon has managed to manufacture a 3-on-3. For survival now for Heroic. The tables have turned. NAVI have toiled. And they are 3 frags away from Mirage. From surviving. Dust2, Heroic's pick. After conceding their own. Imme, down and out. Lovely headshot from Tessus. Overlooks the potential for a second, but they are up and into the site. The bomb being planted now as Kixon punches in the code. And wonderful. Both come in from short side. A chance. Oh, and a shot. Wonderful connects. 29 and counting for the Orba. He couldn't finish it. He can't finish it. Nerds denies them. A double kill from Nerds. Forces us to play on.
JL just offers his head up in the vice, steps in the shadow of Wonderful, and Nerds will take it every day of the week.
Wonderful's hitting everything. He's nearly at the 2 KD. And he had the chance for a third map right there in his scope. Nerds doesn't shy away from the jewel. NAVI can't let that break them. You've got another chance. You've got another opportunity.
Yeah, Wonderful's been great. 7-1 in opening jewels. The AWP, we wanted to see more from it, and it has. But speaking of Orbs, Bit into secondary AWP. Aggressive throw, just running out. Cat, Imme.
Another. Kixon. Down and out to Bit. How is this falling apart so quick? They're testing JL. It could all be in a moment ended. And we're off to Mirage just like that. 30 rounds deep, NAVI. They show tenacity, and it's undeniable. This team still got it.
After the series, only 1 to their name so far. Now the good graces. Can they pick up the T-side pistol on this attack? Setting up towards A. Smokes, flashes at the ready. Dexter up close and personal. Shush towards Ticket as the bait.
Yeah, a lot of pressure onto Dexter then with the armored Julies. It's going to be the bait taking that first contact and actually throws out an interesting lurk smoke to block. Okay, do you want to push through that into Jewel Berettas? And they don't even have to, because Nerd spams away, finds the head of Bit. Now Shush precise into the head of another. Alexi B drowns, and now JL and Imme. They managed to rectify the situation. Bomb pushing in, Tessa's pushing smokes, gets some chip damage onto Imme. JL surges towards CT and comes back to plant triple. Imme provides the covering fire. Now an idea is where both they are. They spot them out. And watch this! Both of them just standing in the open, delivering the frags. 2 kills from both of them, and now Kixon needs 2 to pick up the clutch. Double swing. Both towards the triple. He isolates one, pops the head of Imme. Now up to JL to save NAVI! And Kixon clutches up for Heroic! They just can't seem to pick up a pistol. NAVI, let it go!
Damn, they fought hard to get back into that. Shush with a spanner in the works. That smoke, it's a question mark. NAVI, they break through, they plant the bomb, but the in-game leader, that's impact, baby.
Dude, this shot onto the triple cross, you can't really fault the cross as well. Look at it! Just as Imme's trying to dip back under cover, and Kixon, miraculous double.
Yeah, the fight's not meant to be so labored. Once they double swing, they're meant to deal with him in that moment, but they couldn't. And that right there, NAVI, you were just riding the high of the last map comeback. Don't allow that to sour the mood. Something they did so well yesterday against VP was the second round forces into conversions. Fast out mid with 4. The conga line grabs control.
Heavy in the M4 department here as well for Heroic. They have a distinct advantage in the head-to-head bar. JL equipped with the AK. Behind the smoke, Nerds respects it. Oh, that's not respect. That's straight up disrespect. Tessas from the short side. Charges in, finds a double header. Wonderful with a Galil trapped in the corner, being hunted down by Degster, and his aggression is punished. A second onto Nerds could be a conversation starter, but for now, it looks like Heroic second round conversion is imminent.
Wonderful just wants to get out of here and will be given the graces. Bit through underpass. Tassus is low on short. Nerds searching, spots him, but cops a dink. It's going to walk through the smoke. Or is he?
Nerds reads the situation, but with 5 bullets left in the mag, falls back. Tessus should be a dead man. Should being the operative word, because despite his HP, he just stands to the attention. A double kill from him, a re-aggress from Nerds. Picks apart Wonderful. And this is painful for NAVI.
Yeah, box just got very small for a bit, didn't it? Should be a dead man in a moment's time. An aggression from Heroic. More than happy to take these fights. He's going to stand and bang, just being a nuisance, constantly poking their head out, connector, window short. As that Bit, I just want to hold on to this A1S. It's not going to do well down the stretch because it means the loss bonus won't be coming into the bank account in the next round. So I think his next move will tell us a lot about his intention. The new A1S is well equipped right there.
Bit of a flex.
He's picked that one up from the other side of the server. And there you have it. It will just be one weapon retained, but a 2-0 start for Heroic. This is going to take a bit of that energy.
Look at this.
NAVI.
The first bullet. Yeah. What is that little burst? That is filth.
The Tessus has been sharp throughout. We got the opportunity to do the G2 matchup on day number 1, and Tessus was a monster. His aim was on point. And this puts you in a bit of a tough spot if you are NAVI. So you have a saved M4, but you're not really going to be able to invest too much else on the future go. And now Furia, the main event.
They're in the building. Oh dear. What is this investment?
Yeah, look, you feel like you need to because you have the M4, but you still want to give opportunities to Bit to work first. So loss bonus into the next, of course, is going to put them in the buy zone. That's 2,900.
But you just want to have the chance of getting, you know, that Deagle headshot that makes that M4 oh so sweet.
Other than full ecos, I would say almost any round in Counter-Strike is winnable. You just need to tip that first domino.
Right.
Find that first incision, and, well, there's pressure. Immer.
Oh, he's having a good shot. A good chance at it. Takes 2 pot shots, neither of which connect, but info as to the setup.
Yeah, and you have to do it with bullets, right? So the fact that he's forcing something like that, I respect it because they need to take the jewels. Now, Bit's going to walk on through, probably gets caught in timing here from Kicks, and no.
Oh, no.
Okay, got a dink off.
Yeah, so Bit's limited, and there is no Kevlar for that M4 elsewhere, so he's just going to do what he can with it. He drops in, not expecting that market window push, and yeah, Nerds does come through with it. Not easy to retrieve that M4, especially now not for Ime. Goes down. Alexi B has found one elsewhere, but that bomb's coming B, and it is only Nerds. If you can bring down Nerds, you can set up the post plant, but he's making it as difficult as he can. Oh, 4 for Nerds, the 5-man spray. An ace from Nerds to hold down to B and hold on to 3 for Heroic.
Yeah, important, right? Denying that bomb going down as well. That would have been extra cash for NAVI, and maybe, just maybe, it would have been a wonderful AWP, but instead, we are going to see 4 AKs, and Bit, because he saved the silenced M4, will only have a Tech 9 to operate with. So important from Nerds. You know, didn't feel it. It's unarmored opponents for the most part. It's just a couple of upgraded pistols, but the impact, huge.
They've recovered some rifles as well, man. If he goes down, it's a tough retake. Kicks it. That's a very big aggressive change that hasn't resulted in what they were looking for. A double kill from Wonderful. Nerds, this is a very forward position, susceptible to that Tech 9 from Bit in Palace. He'll dip. This is a golden opportunity, Chad.
Yeah, they're gravitating towards A as well, so Bit's going to swing out Palace. JL's going to come up the ramp.
Oh, he doesn't finish it, but eventually gets the job done. Tessus, oh, he's so aware of the jump up window as well. Throws a couple of cursory glances and bullets through onto Ima's position. Dexter's AWP on short will not be able to see too much now the smoke is being deployed. NAVI with 5 alive, get themselves on the board on this T side.
Yeah, just the question about the hunt. Alexi's starting to have a look. You can see him creeping up Cat. That close angle now as Dexter joins Tessus on the retreat.
Is it a safe assumption that when you go for an aggressive call like that and it flops, nice shot from Dexter, is it safe to assume that that's something you're going to kind of put back in your back pocket? You know, you're not going to be looking to try and, you're going to be deterred from trying to take early mid space?
think if we look at hold on a second.
Yeah, hang
this
on.
could be a very important part.
Oh, Dexter's done very well to hold on to his AWP.
Yeah, a shot that he doesn't even know exists, and then you compare that to a couple of the ones he missed down the stretch there on Dust2. Got a little bit wobbly, didn't he? But a saved AWP is huge, and Alex trying to bring the energy. But when you think about some of these rounds, go back to Ancient, the way that Heroic were prepared for the mid-takes of NAVI, right? So this is just more of a passive stance. Normally what you get is Alexi being carving in front of that smoke, trying to get across towards tap. So I think you would still run mid-aggressions, maybe not the all-in shove so deep, because that's very, very far to be taking those fights if they don't come your way. But Heroic will continue to harass. They're a team who like to take those duels.
Well, here's his Exhibit A. Nerds charges up the guts of mid. A late flash! Bloody hell! Bloody hell! Alexi gets it done.
Yeah, but look at the room that's been taken over towards A and B.
He's up. He's up. Oh, Shadow. Shadow. JL. Did he spot it? Seems to have a good idea. He's not pre-aiming it. Shush is up on that box. Util spotted. Rotation on its way. Kicks in support. JL past Shush's line of fire. JL wasn't ready for it, and Shushi profits! Finds himself the double. Wonderful. A necessary trade pulls them back into a winning position.
Might just be a save again, unless Dexter gets a premonition that the bomb's going down and pulls that trigger. Imma's already in a great position to punish on the save. Not going to let him get away with it 2 rounds in a row. He's going to drop out. Was the sound cue heard? Well, he's made a couple of steps. I think Dexter's been communicated that, but still hits the shot. Imma, big work. Tessus to find.
Nothing for Tessus here. Just trying to hold on to his M4 and not able to do that at the hands of Imma. 2 in a row for NAVI. That's a breakthrough.
I was just taking a look if Imma was going to pick up that AWP, and it was last second, but he did. Because if he didn't, then it's definitely the game plan of NAVI to be operating without the AWP, but they get that for Wonderful, understandably so. Money for Heroic, somewhat in the bin. High end is going to be Dexter with 3.6k, so with him getting 2,400 into the next, they will just take a spotless eco with a flash in the hands of Shush. So no upgraded pistols. The ability to tie things up, NAVI.
Oh, that's amazing. Double USP from Tessus, and shouldn't be much more. Alexi B is playing a cautious game here. He anticipates that the hunt is coming, the swarm of pesky USPs. And JL's got the door locked from behind. He'll find the frag necessary onto Kixon, puts the AK into the hands of Dexter, and it's just a question of trying to remove it now without losing any of your own investments. Which you can safely say is mission complete. Just Nerds isolated on tap.
That's a good idea, doesn't he?
RV will manage to equalize, and doing so up against the eco, despite Tessus' best attempts. We can get back into the guns.
All right, well, AWPs for either side of the server right now, and a tactical timeout called from Saul. Now, I think coming into this series, I don't want to say that Heroic would be playing with no pressure, but maybe of no expectations. You're a competitor and you want to win at every available pursuit, but for this team, they've just kind of been piecing themselves together over the last couple of months. Yeah. Now that they were so close, but fumbled the bag, that I think becomes pressure. We should be in the grand final. We should have won our map choice. We did the hard work on Ancient. We did the hard work on almost all of Dust2. But now we turn to Mirage. Now we've allowed NAVI to find the good spirits and form. They had to work so hard for some of those rounds.
Right.
But at this moment, when you know that you're just one map away, that fatigue that we've been discussing, it has to get washed away. You have to forget about it. Con smoke, window smoke. I've even gone for cat smoke.
Flash
as well.
go! Oh dear. Alexi B down to Dexter just on a timing pull of the trigger.
You need to get some mid space. You've expended 3 smokes in middle.
And no one.
Timing!
One! Ooh, Shush just averts his gaze a bit, pushes on the smoke. Wonderful gets tagged up, but overlooked is JL. Up on Tetris and pushing. Could find Nerds here, didn't spot him. Dexter's AWP is such a problem, but nice, so is the AK of JL. A double kill from him. Nade lands square on the jaw of Dexter, and a flash to try and relocate. Well, he's playing a very dangerous game. Imma not anticipating a second, kicks and trades the death of Tessus. And JL's doing it all.
3 bullets.
Can he come up clutch? This would be monstrous. And JL, only needs the one! A one tap to the AWPer's face and the quad kill comes through! One-man army for NAVI!
His aim was looking wobbly on that 3rd kill. He resets, he recenters, and he sends Dexter to the Shadow Realm.
Bop! The comms are, he's low. The comms are, I've hit him. 22 points of health. Dexter pulls out the sidearm, but JL, one bullet to the face. That's gonna hurt. That is gonna leave a mark on Heroic, and it will leave a mark on their economy.
But that was a miserable round. They go out middle. Dexter gets a kill through smoke.
He gets another from CT.
They try to take space towards A. Well, they're bringing the fight. They're not stopping on this partial buy-in towards Palace. Bit under pressure. The MP9 gets the dink. Tessus gets the trade.
That's something. That is something. A weapon, sure. Info as well. Palace clear. And heavy mid for NAVI.
Vent room clear is the most difficult part of this.
No, it's MP9, so deadly at this range. Wonderful, dead as well. Pound for pound, the MP9 pulls 2 out of the equation for NAVI, and JL could very well fall to the air. 5-7 pre-game. Dexter's used his well. Finds out Imet. JL can't touch him, and Heroic pull off a half-buy conversion.
I told you, Vent room clear going to be the hardest of the bunch, and Nerds gets a double kill. Wonderful on an island with that AWP, and the hard work that JL just does, it all just falls through the fingers. It's like we just lost. We did the hard work. We broke their finances again, and we lose to that light investment.
And if ever you are sitting at home and you hear a player say, I hate the MP9, nerf the MP9's too strong, they lose rounds like this to it. That's where that comes from. I mean, it is just so brutal. But then also, in the same hand, in the same breath, I'll hear people say the CT economy sucks. It sucks for CTs. But so make up your mind.
Hey, we are born to complain.
Do we hate the MP9? Is it too strong, or the CTs need help?
All right, now, Heroic just found a bit of their own. So much extra cash. An AWP scavenged across. So a tidy looking full buy with AKs for good measure. NAVI, they've still got money as well. That 4-round spree comes to a close, sure. They can bounce back. What's the approach? Wonderful, lobbing out nades. 3 smokes again. Last time they did these smokes, they were trying to feign for a bit of a B split. This time they're just turning for another A Lear.
You've got to get through Dexter's orb. Seems rather consistent at providing at least one on the way in. Lamp flash comes through. Dexter will lose vision for a moment. And JL slips the net. Bit, what? How is Shush not converted that? He gets him low. And now Imet and JL fill the feed. Mollies himself. Stops the hunt, I suppose. JL will catch Tessus in transition with a nade in his hands. JL's mad. JL is angry. A double kill to facilitate an A plant, and I don't know if Nick Kickson and Dexter can go for this.
They should hang around and have a look, see if anybody oversteps, because JL right there, it's a little bit too aggressive considering the circumstances. Probably feeling like it's going to be enough if he makes that extra kill. Did a whole lot of damage. Dexter coming to go fishing towards spawn, and Kickson's here, and maybe the reason to do so. I was going to say if they had a kit, I don't see one because there was a smoke. Now everybody from Navi's evacuated the site.
Yeah.
So if Heroic did have the necessary equipment, maybe, just maybe, they could have snatched this one away. But Navi brute force their way in, grab their 5th. Feels like this map is flying quite at a rapid pace. We're 15, make it almost 16 minutes in. I suppose that's how Bit got saved just in the nick of time there, thanks to JL. And this one, Tessus makes that move only because of the missed molly. Right, the molly that landed and blocked the connector, the underpass player.
He's
so he's like, well, I'll leave you there, and I'll go deal with your boys.
And JL's ready to profit from it, yeah. Heavy mid. Nerds bringing the fight. Spots out one on the cross, but he's so blind. Good night, Nerds. Fades to black thanks to Alexi.
Yeah, if you want to look at prep and looking for fights, use those 2 rounds where Alexi has killed Nerds and look at the focus for Nerds. That pip of the gap, but the flashes are perfect. Alexi's played in front and he's played behind the box, dealing with that aggressive play. This is Counter-Strike. This is the details that we love to see.
Tessus, ooh, he's a brave boy, is Tessus. He does poke his nose in window just before the smoke does plume. And Shush, his doom sealed by Bit. Nice headshot on the ramp aggress.
Dexter's still here.
Yeah, they are running into the AWP. There is a world where he can start causing a bit of havoc. Oh, but missing that shot onto the bottom cross, then the follow-up wallbang does really limit his options. Flame bullets rain down on him. A wide swing from JL and put a pin in this round. It's 6-4.
It's going to be a real shame if Heroic's run becomes a cautionary tale for the rest of the Counter-Strike world. If you're going to take a swing at the king, you got to put him down.
Oh yeah, Dust2
You had NAVI on their backs. Yeah, you had them on the ropes. You had them looking up dazed and confused, bickering, frustrations boiling over, lacking ideas. But they never gave up. They worked their way back into Dust2. They snatched it away. And now believing again. 6 rounds already. Could walk away with an 8 on this T-half. And that would put them in touching distance of their 6th consecutive grand final, denying Heroic the opportunity in 3 outings in Rio to have 3 grand finals.
And for NAVI, the 6th grand final. In consecutive fashion. Unheard of.
Well, timeout taken, conversation had. Need these rounds. Straight out middle, this time ahead of the smoke. Nerds chipped on down.
Dexter starts B this time. Maybe JL could be caught off by the AWP. He's not necessarily going to be going first, but they are 4 through middle. It reeks in mid for the CTs. Kixon concerned about short slip. Smoke obscures the info. They can post the AWP over the top of this. Wonderful has vision for anyone that wants answers. And Dexter's patience very soon could be rewarded. JL, how wide does he go on this? How prepared is he for that AWP? Ahead of the Molotov is Dexter. JL still doesn't commit. And that's info for Heroic.
It's going to be a pivot all the way back towards A. Emma's going to activate late. This forward position from Shush, it's inspired.
Oh, I don't know how good Bit is on clearing something like this. Shush had his finger on W. Just starting to try and push the issue, and it results in a nasty opening death.
Heroic are so split up now.
They're in trouble. Tessus cowering on the default box, about to be isolated by multiple flight paths. JEL comes through, clears him out. Alexi good for Nerds, and just like that, the round disintegrates for Heroic. And Dexter, an entire round of patience. All he gets is Imma on the way out the door.
And this is the type of round for NAVI where they can throw a couple of bodies at the problem. Send 1 or 2 to see if you want to investigate. Take this away. The loss bonus maxed on out for Heroic going into the final round of play coming up next. If you can remove the AWP, there won't be one to worry about. JL's got the memo. Alexi and Bit are hanging around with the bomb, and Wonderful's dealing with T-Spawn. So JL's the only one they're allowing to hunt. It looks like he could find Kixon.
Certainly doesn't look unlikely. Kixon's going to have a look at this, clear it out, and yeah, nice headshot. Might steal away the AK, depends how greedy he's feeling.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's Wonderful. He doesn't really want to push all the way in. He has an AWP. Maybe you drop it and they get a double AWP setup going into the final round of the first half. But all in all, this is probably the best half of Counter-Strike NAVI have played in this series.
Yeah.
I know that they won Dust2, but they had to work very hard for it. All right, well, Kixon does get the AK, can drop 1. Dexter can also drop a rifle. So we should see pretty tidy buy for Heroic for the final round of play. Just unfortunate timing of transition there for Shush. If he was static.
And I looked like it was actually just trying to pre-aim for that deeper angle.
Exactly.
It just happened to have Shush's crotch in his crosshair. Dexter fumbles the jump, was trying to get early control of short. Will have to go the long way round. JL this time much more brave. Respects the incendiary. Fires off a shot almost deliberate to show presence, and it's forced Dexter over early. CT's re-smoke mid. NAVI flying their flag in with full mid control.
Yeah, just this pattern of smokes they've been throwing more often than not. It leaves so many questions of what the opener or finish is for NAVI. Redeploy off the window smoke means they only have 1 more to operate with in the hands of Imma. Something will boost an individual up into the window. That'll be JL. Parks himself deep next to the bricks.
Nuts has lost the nade. Covers it. The USP bullet under the table.
They've evacuated window completely, so they have to know it's an option.
Start their progressions. Shush first test. He's been having a quiet half on this CT side, and a missed shot from Wonderful. Shush overlooked completely. No! No! It has to be Tessus, but again, he's caught with a nade in his hands. It's falling through their fingers once more. Hard to watch. As NAVI, they have hit a stride now, playing like the world #1.
Just kicks in the in-game leader, 1v5, a completely impossible task. And as mentioned, NAVI with their best half of Counter-Strike in the series so far. And it's not too late. We're going to a break. NAVI, 1/2 away from the grand final here in IEM Rio for 2024.
Just a single half of Counter-Strike separates us from our first grand finalists here in Rio. Intel Extreme Masters 24 and Heroic. They have been on the upswing, but they've met NAVI in this third map, and it is truly NAVI. 8 rounds on their first T side. Now we swap sides. Heroic gonna have to match that. I'm joined by Chad Sponge Birchall. My name's Machine, and this is the final half of play.
It's definitely been an upswing of form for Heroic and IEM Rio. We've discussed there's something in the water for this org, and well, especially Tessus and Shush. NAVI had to dig deep. You're talking about the fatigue of this team.
Yeah,
NAVI are running on fumes.
He had a real chance there just to draw early blood, disrupt the Heroic plan. Perhaps he has, just by being able to relay that information. He keeps poking, he keeps prodding, and he has delivered, or at least bit in combination. What was that from Wonderful? 2 clicks to the USP, cleared out, owned. Navi zipping up body bags left and right. Dexter's the only one left. He refuses to be a victim, takes at least one, but he is surely going to go down eventually. Takes their sweet time about it. Double kill for Imet. It's the Wonderful one we missed.
And this is the sign of class we were talking about for the world #1 team like NAVI. When this roster came together, right, Wonderful comes in for Simple. You're thinking, well, what's happened here? You're not getting output from the individuals. Bit doesn't look like he wants to learn English or be there. Right, then over this lengthy period of time under Blade's tutelage, the combination of the brain trust. Now, these are the easiest Wonderful's going to get. Shots to the back of the head. They're able to have the deepest system in Counter-Strike at the moment, and they're reaping the rewards. The major, everyone thought, oh, we got another one of those fluke majors, do we? Well, they're making good of it through the middle patch and now looking to the tail end of 2024.
And they're playing better CS than the one they were winning the major with.
And we're getting more from the individuals now that everybody understands what they can and can't do within the system, the moves they need to make. Those liberties have been taken. We've had massive JL moments. Same for Imma. Bit has a map. Wonderful can pop off on the AWP. Alexi calling up a storm. And now what should be a freebie against the full eco. They waltz out middle, and that's all they're going to do. Heroic Dexter gets a kill, but that's it. Just 3 rounds now for NAVI. The crowd probably enjoying the close of this, knowing what comes next. Furia versus Mouse. Moments away.
Fans of every age, all unified in a celebration of Counter-Strike and, of course, in anticipation of Furia making it to the semi-finals with Fallen in the roster. They're very excited for a bit of Brazilian Counter-Strike history to unfold in our second semi-final. We need to find out who they'll be playing, the winner of that second semi. NAVI making a strong case for it, but the guns are out for Heroic, Chad. Yeah,
and JL in this map, he's definitely gone and found himself. Dust2 was rough. This one, he's just been surging, looking for fights, and here he is again.
Yeah, he can do a lot with this. TSS clearing through, instant reaction, deletes him. Alexi B's already on notice on B. He has Wonderful in support, but with such low HP, it's awkward. And TSS makes it even more so by catching Imet. NAVI needs something to change, and it is there. Dexter goes down empty-handed onto Wonderful, and he didn't do any damage. TSS, oh, he's doing it on his own right now. A triple kill, activates for the flank. Wonderful deals with him, but still Wonderful overlooking the potential. How's he done that? Wonderful gets a triple. Kingston should finish it, and it puts it onto Bit, but he's been handed a more manageable clutch than he anticipated.
Yeah, without a kit, still gonna give this one a look.
Kit in front of him. And awkward off angle to clear. Yeah, nails it. Perfect from Heroic in order to just show that they're not going to bow out of this final map.
Everyone should look down the line and thank Tessus right there for a massive performance. And you can see the pressure that Wonderful was under. I think that's why it was so impressive that he was able to get kill after kill. Had to worry about short, then the abs, then the flank was on, then knew his position. You see those bullets whistle past. That's how he knows, hey, the jig's up. We're going to have to dance on a dime. But it will force NAVI down to an eco. Going to take the save. Next round, with the 1900, they should be able to get the buy. Wonderful, showing frustrations. He can get the AWP out next round. He's going to find himself close to 6K. Oh,
look at the damage.
A couple of dinks there, huh?
Yeah, you know what? Softened up for the Deagle if he ever gets a chance to pull the trigger of it. Alexi and JL equipped with those, and Wonderful too. Finds his headshot onto Shush, but the bodies are dropping. Dexter's flashed and will go down to JL, so it's getting a little bit more costly than they would have liked. One stray USP bullet could have brought down Tessus, but Imma not to know. Smoke now faded, and I mean, I guess best case he gets another kill or finds a rifle.
Yeah, just hang around, be annoying, right? You have this lead, which is about to close to just 4 rounds. As mentioned, though, the guns will come out into the next, and I think they had a little bit extra cash than normal. They didn't go into a force buy. Normally with the 1400, you see most teams go into that, right? But have to get themselves ready and raring. So AWP for Wonderful. He's even got armor. Joe with another good map, right? He was very quiet for stages on Dust2. He was really struggling over towards B.
Yeah, he really did.
That first half was tough.
Tough defense.
For Alexi, he's operating with an MP9 again on the B defense. So let's see, is there a change in the CT stance? Heroic just need to put a couple of these together and they can draw this Right back into contention. Dexter, he's gone over towards B with the AWP. Might try and find Alexi on... No, they're worried about the underpass push. And, well, for good reason. A defensive smoke has been deployed. Joe needs to get out of there. That incendiary not deep enough. Tessus gets mid-box control. Second one, not good either.
Well, that's not going to cost them initially. Wonderful still seems posted on the potential. Aware that smaller incendiaries does give often gaps.
It's starting to get louder in the arena. The players will be noticing that. It's not for them. The ambience is growing.
Ooh, goes for the one tap. That's a warning shot. JL.
Look for the toe, seen him.
He spots him. Now reveals the AWP. Wonderful. Fires off a shot towards Tessus. Will smoke out window. Nertz comes through under late. Imet to receive him. Another use of Navi smokes. They are delaying them. They're keeping the wall from the door, but there's a timer on this.
Oh, head to head.
Good timing on that boost, though. He's in a powerful angle. Will we get the AWP peeking into him first? Imet catching Tessus is big. Oh, no! Wonderful lets it go. Lets it slip. Can't hit the shot. Shush has broken the door. He's made his way into the site. Alexi B tested. Long range fight. Can't seem to convert his kicks. And there's another in the apps. Dexter spotted out. JL sees him. JL kills him. And now Nertz left alone in a 1 versus 4 that he quickly makes 3. But there's an AWP to get past. And he's only got 20 seconds to do it. There's nothing here for Nertz. Eats the flashbang. Closing the gap. Doing everything he can. And Alexi B puts a pin in it. Makes 11 a reality.
I don't know exactly how Imma gets the initial kill there. I think he must have played through the connector smoke or it was cleared, one of the two. Hyper fixated on what was going on towards B, but it takes the potency out of the B split. Wonderful missing that kill is a huge problem if Imma wasn't able to draw one early. So you see it in the kill feed there. Alexi gets the jump on Shush, and then it's just about him staying alive. JL spotted the comms. It'd be crazy for Heroic in that moment. Alexi flicks to the final. The slow-mo making it look pretty. Saw hits the big red button. Third tactical timeout called. Money starting to wane for Heroic. 3 AKs, 2 Tech 9s. Light on. There needs to be... I think it's going to be something heavily team-based, right? Like I think maybe just a standard A execute. You do either a cat smoke or a window smoke just to obscure some vision. Have the Navi players at least investigate middle as they would, and then pop onto A. Now, are Navi ready for something like that? That's going to be the question, and the setup will be very telling. They have all the nades they could possibly desire. It's just JL lacking an incendiary and a HE. But if they start 2A and not in a retake setup, it feels like they know it's coming.
How will they handle this then? Set piece. And Wonderful, ready to receive. Nertz cut down ahead of the play. Tessus doesn't have the perfect weapon for a head-to-head with Imma in mid. JL cheats over to provide support. Wonderful heading CT to relocate that AWP.
This lurk keeps options open somewhat. If he can find a gap, there's a way back in.
See how his search for a gap goes. Oh, and it's shaping up beautifully for NAVI. The perfect setup. 1 by 1, drop like flies. Swatted away. With 5 alive, not a point of damage done. And JL, he will be the one blemish on the record, but they've got 6 opportunities to take the series versus Heroic, and it started on a very different sort of momentum. Heroic looked like they were set and poised to 2-0 this series.
Yeah, it kind of feels like a lot of the air's been taken out of the room for Heroic. So close, but now they're so far. And as we've touched on throughout, this is why NAVI are the #1 team in the world right now. The fact that they can look down and out, they can admit the fatigue, they can know that, hey, we're getting a bit fed up of each other. The playbook's got to start getting thin. But this is it. 5 more kills.
Despite all of that tape, all of that, the enemies can download and ideate upon. Despite all of that, NAVI are just 1 round away with 6 opportunities to secure another grand final.
Just got to get past a bunch of pistols in a MAC-10.
Should be one of the easiest rounds they've seen on this CT side. Testing Imma's defense on Con. The flash is good, but so is the spray. Imma finds 2 for 1. Tessus unable to get away, and there it is. 6 consecutive grand finals for NAVI. Sailing through.
NAVI A best of 1 over G2. Rivals Astralis hit the dirt. Vitality, huh? They make it straight to the semis, but they come up against NAVI.